All right. Oh, should I do the diary entry?
Let's do it.
Oh man, all right. Gosh, how do I do the Klubbr voice? It's been so long.
All right.
All right.
Imagine for a moment that you have massive brain damage.
Done.
Done.
Dear Diary, yesterday was a crazy day. We found Mel, and then I had to carry her to the doctor to wake her up because she was sleeping like a hibernated koala. We were also tailed by a goblin in a box whose parts unfortunately were incompatible with Mel to help fix her, but it's okay. Cosmo just had to set a 1-hour timer, and then Tony took a shower and Mel woke up. We then took Mel to a bar, and I got a history lesson about how space goblins are everywhere and could possibly infiltrate by being 5 space goblins in a trench coat. They seem pretty smart, though not as smart as us. Otherwise, we would be dead and the space goblins would be alive. Now, we are gonna continue our adventure with Uzu, and I cannot wait to see what is next for us. Mel has left us, and I hope to see her again soon.
So what I love about that diary entry is that you learned a lot of really important information from the optical projection that Mel played for you of her memory of her last moments on her ship. And you really love the goblins. You thought
Yeah.
You thought Uzu was in cahoots with the goblins for a little while, but then
Correct.
you looked deep in each other's eyes like man to bear, and you knew with your buds, and he would never be in cahoots with the goblins against the 4 of you.
Correct.
These bears have better things to do than to be in cahoots with some PCP hopping goblins.
Exactly. Perfect.
I can't wait for Zed to get to this point in the campaign and start writing his recaps again.
I can't wait for him to get to where I punched someone through a floor.
Have you not watched that part yet?
No, he stopped 5 minutes before that happened.
There's a lot to catch up on.
There's so much. There's so much fuckery.
Should I go a bit more thorough with what happened last time, since it was
You probably
like
should.
ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Luckily I took quite a few notes last time,
Ooh.
so I also have a lot of notes about everything that you missed. You also missed something very important. I was really surprised you didn't say anything. Okay, anyways, so we took Mel to the med bay. Tony scored us some sweet gear. Klubbr and Socks got some cybernetics, which we need to attach to ourselves officially. Goblins, we know lots about goblins now. Klubbr found out that Daniel is dead and will not be coming back, and had a big heart-to-heart and cried a lot with Socks.
Oh, Klubbr's repressing
really
that.
Klubbr blocked that out of his brain. But
Klubbr has repressed that.
Okay, great. Good, great. Can't wait to torture you with it later.
No.
Took Mel to the Fortune Club. Tony taught Socks how to flirt. Didn't really work. Socks is like crying. Mel and Uzu used to be partners. Uzu didn't hire space goblins. Okay. Mel projects a hologram of her last encounter with Hazel. Hazel and Haseen are hanging out. Hazel gets up to refill a mug. Hazel appears in doorway, and her skin is literally melting. Mel blinks. Hazel is back at the table perfectly fine. What the fuck is going on? Hazel's confused. Mel is yelling. Hazel yells. Mel kills Hazel. Right? Hazel's dead. Keep that in mind. Naomi appears. Hazel's mom, if you forgot. Screaming, crying, holding Hazel as she's laying on the floor. Dead. Mel locks herself in a room for a while, and then comes back out later, and Naomi was fine, and like nothing happened. Everything's cool. Confusion sets in. We think us here think that maybe Mel killed the real Hazel, and this Hazel in the Kodiak is like a shadow version of Hazel, aka the melting one. Maybe, but like we're also really confused, and Socks, even though Socks doesn't know who Slenderman is like, probably Slenderman. I like to think that Socks knows who Slenderman is. So I think we were about to get ready to leave the station, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be mistaken.
But what about the space goblins?
There are no space goblins, okay, Klubbr? I was an idiot. I was paranoid. It's fine.
Yeah, so you watched back the projection from Mel. You saw some things that Mel couldn't quite make sense of. And Uzu kind of came to the understanding that there is no way that Mel can ever come back with them, and they'll probably have to make a new life for themselves on Inline or elsewhere in the known systems. So Uzu has agreed to tell Dom that Mel is dead. And Mel has left the back room where the 5 of you and Cosmo, who I need to get out here, are still sitting. And I can't believe that Socks left out that they got head scritches from Lev.
Oh, I did have that written down, but I didn't think it was important.
Oh, that's a very important detail.
I literally have Tony and Socks have a lesson on flirting. Lev scratches Socks' head and Socks is extremely confused. Perception check. Lev is actually kind of into it. That's it.
I literally added that Tony took a shower, and you didn't feel to add that you got a head scratch from Lev.
Well, Klubbr's of course going to include unnecessary information. The whole diary entry was about space goblins. When none of the session was really about space goblins. It's about everything but space goblins.
It was about goblins.
It was a
for
really
exactly
good
5
shower.
seconds.
It was a really good
Okay,
shower,
I gotta say, that was one of the hardest diary entries to write because Klubbr was pretty distressed and drunk when writing it. You have to remember.
Gravy.
Yes.
I like how you do that.
Yeah.
You gotta
Don't forget the
remember.
gravy.
Yeah, drunk on gravy.
Drunk on gravy.
That was pretty much straight vodka.
Yeah, they did quite literally pour you like a roulette wheel full of vodka. And
Yes. That happened. Oh, all right.
all right, Mel has walked out of the back room. It is just the 5 of you. Again, Uzu sort of leans back with his drink in hand and he goes, well, shit. And he laps up the rest of what's in his drinks and slurps the inside of his glass with his bare tongue. And he says, Cosmo, can you pull up the ship's feed? And Cosmo starts to project some CCTV footage into the darkness of this booth, and nothing really seems out of the ordinary. Hazel appears to be like sitting and reading. Naomi has folded out several of the ship's chairs and is laid across them, sleeping.
So what the fuck?
And they're locked in there, right? Like we locked them in the ship.
Uzu, he nods. He says, I mean, yeah, but I don't buy it. Something fucking stinks.
I think
What
we
if the
have-
one that died was the fake clone one, and the one that's in there now is the real one?
I
The
don't
smell is
know.
me, Uzu. I am sorry.
It's
Klubbr.
all. I was speaking. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Cosmo, do you have air freshener?
Little diffuser, maybe.
Cosmo, he pulls out his trusty like air blaster arm and just blasts a bunch of air at you guys, as though he could just like
I love Cosmo.
air wash the stink off of you. But he actually ends up just blasting one of the empty rum bottles over, and it clatters to the floor and cracks.
Oh well,
So
thanks for trying.
I guess we just have to, like, continue with the impression that this Hazel might be, like, a shadow being or something.
Instead
Am I
of sitting
crazy?
here and wondering, we could just go ask her.
No, Klubbr, we can't ask her.
Why
We
not?
gotta figure. It's gotta be. We gotta be stealthy. We gotta. This is a mystery now.
Uzu looks at Klubbr and says, "You do have the right idea, though. I think we need to get back to the Kodiak."
I agree. However,
Agreed.
maybe this is selfish of me, but I don't really want to leave yet.
I wonder why.
Why do you not want to leave, Socks?
I got modifications. I got modifications. You know, gotta modify. Maybe a giant talking rabbit, but still gotta modify.
Think Lev
Ooh!
can help with the
That
modification?
is right. I have a deployable shield. Klubbr would like to take the deployable shield out and put it on his arm and just put a piece of duct tape on it.
I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. I think we have to, like, maybe go back to the med bay and ask, or you know, maybe there's somewhere else. Yo,
This is
I'll ask Lev. I'll ask
This
Lev.
is-
Maybe Lev knows.
this is the first time that Uzu is seeing some of these cybernetics. He goes, "Wait a minute. Where the fuck did you get one of those?"
Oh, we stole them. So maybe
We
I'll
didn't
just ask
steal
Lev.
them. They're my retirement present. Thank
They
you.
had
I don't
no
steal.
idea who you were, Tony.
They knew who I was. They checked me off the list. I got the goodie bags. They're gonna send me my severance when I get home. No big deal.
Before we left the fighting
Right.
pit, Uzu, we went to Tony's retirement party and they gave him gifts.
And they didn't even have the cake out for me. Swear to God.
They were playing
Gifts
cards in a
from the
dark room.
Sangres.
Crazy they'd give him that after, you know, breaking the door.
After I
He-
put so many doors up. Yeah, it's crazy how they didn't give me more. Really
he
crazy.
Uzu kind of shakes his head and he goes, "Honestly, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. You've made more enemies on this station in the last 5 days than I've
Hey.
managed to make in a lifetime of passing through here."
But
We made friends.
if you look at how many friends we've made and you subtract the square root of the value, then you get 7.
That's
I
adding
don't
up,
know.
yeah.
He goes,
Doing that.
honestly, it's my fault for not putting discreet in the job description. So you know, if you want to like actually get those things attached, I would recommend going to the med bay.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Cool.
But
Yo.
but we need to make it snappy.
Yeah.
Like Barry.
How about you and Kirara go back to the Kodiak and we'll run up to the med bay. And wait, Tony, do you have any cybernetics? Did you get any?
I was offered some, but I said no.
Oh, okay.
I don't-
So,
The winners don't do performance enhancing implants. That's how I roll.
sounds like
Wow,
something
you
a
gonna
loser
take
would
that,
say.
Sucks? Sound like a jab.
Dude, I
That
don't
sounds
know,
like something
man.
a loser would say after they've lost.
That's
How many
literally
times have
what
I
said.
lost? How many times have I lost since you met me, big guy?
You
0.
lost the.
How many
good at
times did I
building
break down
doors
your
challenge.
doors?
Oh no, not the good at building doors challenge. I'm sorry, I failed to have people use the door correctly challenge as well. My
Hey.
fault, obviously.
Hey, when people like this guy exist, I'm pointing at Klubbr, by the way. You gotta be ready for anything, man. Welcome to the team.
I am spontaneous. Combusting.
That's a word for it.
Very
I'm
quirky.
gonna go up to the med
I
bay.
am
Klubbr, if you wanna come
spontaneous.
with me, you know, maybe we'll. Klubbr, I totally
Yes.
forgot how to get there. You know who probably knows? Lev. Let's go find them. And I'm
Cosmo,
standing
do
up
you
there
know how to
moving.
get there?
No, Cosmo, I don't need your help.
There's like maps
Absolutely.
too.
I'm running out. I'm going to find Lev. I'm leaving. Bye.
Uzu
My
stands
friend's
up.
coming back.
Uzu stands up to follow Socks and is like, I'm actually gonna join you. I need to talk to Jones about a few things.
Cool, great, awesome. Just quick stop on the way. Not far. Literally right in
So
this
we
room.
all going together
Uh-huh.
to the med bay?
Well, I'm not going into another man's, or excuse me, bear's ship without his supervision. So
You're damn
I
right
guess
you're
I will
not.
be following.
Especially when there's the shadow being in the ship.
They're not shadow being a
Hey,
shadow being per se.
You don't know that. Maybe. Gotta be ready for anything, Tony.
I'm ready. They don't call me Tony the Devious Dalvecchio for nothing. Alright, let me get
The
that straight.
devious.
Sure.
So Soxy, we're already out in the sort of balcony area of the Fortune Club where you entered this back room. Are the rest of you going to follow?
Yeah, might as well.
Klubbr will follow.
You exit through the velvet curtain that separates the back room from the rest of the Fortune Club, and you find yourselves back on the balcony that overlooks the casino floor.
Can I see Lev?
You do see Lev. You see Lev standing at the bar, talking to the bartender who's been working there all night.
I am just staring a little bit too much. It's a little weird.
Kara claps her hands in front of Sox's like face to like get Sox
Yeah.
back to reality.
Huh? What happened?
You okay there? You're kind of dazed out for a second.
Am I okay? Kiara, please. When am I not okay? You know what? Don't answer
Klubbr
that. Don't answer that.
Klubbr is going to walk up to the bartender and say, "Could I have one large gravy to go, please, sir?"
Sox is going to quickly follow and like slide in and try and be like super cool because Lev's probably staying like right there. If this is my last shot, I'm taking it.
The bartender has a little gold name tag that says Cat on it. And Cat sort of looks at you, Klubbr, and seems to think for a second and goes, I can do something like that. And she turns and starts making a drink. And Lev sort of like turns on their bar stool and sits their elbows like on the bar and leans back.
Oh no.
And says, so how exactly do you plan on replacing my roulette wheel?
Would you like me to build you one?
I mean, kid, this was I imported this land from planet side back on Alpha Series. It came from the you know what?
I Socks, do you have a pencil?
A pencil?
A pencil. A pen will
Where do you
work
think
too.
I would put a pencil? I'm a giant bunny, dude.
Bunnies have pockets.
Uh,
That's where you keep your young.
I have a
What?
pen on me, big guy, just for you.
I
Oh.
don't have a pen.
I have
Thank-
one.
Thank you, Tony. Klubber's gonna like give
I'm
Tony a hug,
okay.
pick him up a little bit, and then set him
Alright.
down and take the pen.
Spine just
Um,
cracking as it goes up. No big deal.
Klubber is then gonna take a napkin from the bar and just start scribbling a little bit, and then he's going to hand Lev a note on this napkin, and it says, "This ticket is good for one free Klubber."
You forgot to sign it. It's not a legally binding contract till you do, big guy.
You know, Lev, I'm sorry. This is weird. How much?
Am
How much
I?
was that roulette wheel? Maybe we can like pay you back for it or something.
This ticket is good for me to do anything you ask at any given time.
Well,
So-
Klubbr, that's
That's
really
a
nice,
lot.
but we don't know if we'll ever be back here.
So I'm to understand that if I wanted, I could summon you at any time to do any job necessary, and you won't ask questions.
No questions asked, and I will even bring my trusty companion Socks to help me.
Me?
Lev looks at Klubbr for a second, and looks at you, Socks, and sort of looks at the rest of the party and says, well, it's no perfectly weighted roulette wheel, but I suppose it'll have to do.
Are you sure we can't just like pay you back for it? At least for like a bit of it.
Then it is a
They-
deal. Klubr's gonna spit in his hand and hold it out.
Oh, Klubbr.
Lev, with their like a perfectly manicured nails, just sort of like gives you one of these, and just touching your hand as little as possible, and sort of side eye socks and says, "Are you saying that you would not want to come back?"
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No, I know sometimes, as wonderful as Klubbr is, don't get me wrong, sometimes, it's not easy to reach us, you know, like, in the depths of space or whatever.
We can give them our phone number.
But we don't have phones, Klubbr.
Lev, where can we buy a phone?
Cosmo's our phone.
Sasha's
Cosmo,
just
what is your
seeing
number?
everything crumble around him, and it's just like, Klubbr, stop ruining this for me. Trying so hard.
Lev actually looks at the two of you and says, I sort of understand. You two don't seem like the type who would want to be trapped. And then looks to Uzu, who's lumbering over by this point, and says, would you mind giving me the contact code for your little companion here in case I need to get in touch with these two? And Uzu actually just picks Cosmo up and flips him so you can see his bottom and goes, "Here you go."
Yes!
I hope the wrench like clangs. Ding!
It barely misses Lev's head. And Kat quickly grabs a bar napkin and a pen and writes down the contact code that's on the bottom.
All right, guess we can't lose Cosmo now.
Why would we
Well,
lose
I mean, we
Cosmo?
couldn't before. That would have been bad if we lost him before. But like now, oh god, Socks is just going to try really hard and
Don't-
to leave.
Don't
Just like,
worry about losing me. I have an onboard navigation system.
Oh, thank God for that.
Lev pockets that contact code and says, I can't say when, of course, but I'll be in touch one day.
And I will repay my debt.
Or pay your debt, depending on what happens.
And Kat now slides over this this drink to Klubbr that's in like a big like pint glass, like what you would use for a beer. And it's certainly not gravy, but it is sort of a thick and creamy drink that smells like it's rum based and a little bit spicy.
Ooh. Klubbr will take a sip.
It is somehow almost savory, which is not what you would expect from a cocktail. But it's really good. It goes down smooth. Like eggnog, but better.
Excuse me, Kat.
Yes?
This is amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Family recipe.
Well,
How can I join the family?
It's
She sort of laughs and she says, well, everyone at the Fortune Club is family.
Docs, we're at the Fortune Club.
Uzu at this point says, but not for long though, and he starts heading out.
we have to run. You know, duty calls. It was nice to see you, Lev. As always, you look great. And like is like kind of puking a little bit inside.
Always lovely to see you, darling. And as you leave, they just sort of wave with those like perfectly manicured nails. They're glinting in the light. They're beautiful.
As Kirara like starts to head out after Uzu, she kind of like bumps Socks like to go into like Lev a little bit to like get them to maybe like hug or interact.
Do I have to make a strength check?
Make me a dex saving throw.
Oh, actually. Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Oh
we go.
no.
You?
Please tell me it's a crit fail. Oh
That was a
yes,
crit fail.
it is. It's a crit fail.
Oh no.
You stumble over the leg of a chair. You fall into Lev and knock them out of their bar stool entirely.
Oh shit. Kiara
First day
feels
of my
so
life.
bad and she just like books it out of
This is
there.
the hands down the worst day of my life. I am going to try and help Lev up and say, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was that clumsy. I know I got big feet and big ears, but come on, if you do that part you want, you dumb rabbit. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Just rambling won't stop.
Lev does take your paw and and does get themselves up and steadies themselves and sort of like dust themselves off and goes, no trouble at all, darling. If you ever perhaps need something to calm your nerves, please let me know.
Nerves. What? I don't. What?
I think it's
What are you
because you're
talking about,
stammering,
nerves?
Socks.
I don't even know the word nerves. I gotta go. Maybe I can like pay you back for that little fall. Yeah, you got my number though, and I'm just gonna run away. I am just going to run away. When I get to the door, I'm gonna like turn around a little bit, see if Lev is like really confused, and then I'm just gonna keep going.
Lev isn't paying that much attention. They're like trying to like straighten this like tight corset that they have on. They're like, it's a little askew now. It's the first time you've seen them like have anything that looked out of place. So they like sort of fix their corset and smooth their hair down a little bit. And start to ascend the stairs back up to the balcony of the Fortune Club.
This is the best thing ever.
Kiara meets Socks outside. I thought that went a lot better in my head than it actually went.
Kiara, I'm a giant rabbit, and I'm clumsy as hell. Where in your mind did that go right? Did you see
I was
what
just
happened?
trying to spark
I'm
something and it just didn't work.
Kiara, I'm ruined. Lev is never gonna want to talk to me ever again.
Well,
I hope Cosmo can
what did
change
Lev
his
say
number.
after you fell?
Basically,
What
that I just
happened?
ruined their life. And they
All right,
never wanna see me again.
Klubbr noticing the
Ow.
distress of Socks is gonna just kind of go over. It's like, it's okay, Socks. Everything will be fine, and just start scratching Socks behind the ears.
Yeah, it's not the same as when Lev did it.
Yeah, once you get those nails, it's hard to go back
Dude.
to ham hands.
Do you want me to go get Lev's hand?
No, we need to go to the med bay to modify ourselves and then go to the Kodiak.
I think Lev's been traumatized enough
Were you
for
gonna
one night.
rip off Lev's hand?
Not
Well,
necessarily.
I think was Klubbr gonna like grab Lev by the hand and just
I think
drag
that was probably the plan, was to just
No, please don't make my life any worse.
Ham hands on Lev. Bring Lev over.
Wait,
Set Lev
if-
down.
If Socks had a good throw there, what would have happened? Or a good roll?
it would have been an excellent opportunity to flirt. Perhaps Lev would have noticed how soft their fur is.
But unfortunately,
Damn.
fail. All right, medbay time.
We're going.
Klubb's excited. He's got his gravy drink.
eggnog drink.
Yes.
All right, you are outside the Fortune Club. You are back in the corridor. And the elevators are just to your left.
Well, we
Klubbr
all
will
fit
get on the
in
elevator.
the elevator. We
You
have a
do-
bear and Klubbr, so
What's
you do
that
all
supposed
fit
to
in
mean?
the elevator. It is a shockingly spacious elevator, all things considered.
cool.
Hang on, I'm writing down my embarrassing encounter. If it ever comes back, I know how to act. Continue, I'll be here. Painfully.
Painfully.
And you are now all on the elevator, presumably
this-
heading down towards the med bay.
The Rickroll elevator.
I finally changed the music.
Nice.
I changed the music.
Unfortunate.
I was waiting for it.
Oh.
I can't believe I rolled a crit fail the first day back.
I mean, that tracks.
It does, but I'm still sad.
Actually made it
I
a lot
think-
funny.
I think
It
Sox's
fits.
brain just crit fails anytime they see Lev. Just,
Yeah.
Natural disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah.
just immediate malfunction.
Flirtses. Flirtses?
I
See?
want to see a Socks and Lev wedding.
Can somebody make fan art? I'd pay to see that.
I want to get fan art of like Lev looking absolutely fucking gorgeous, and then Sox is in the corner like sweating profusely,
Yes.
just like
Bandana, like, oh, jeez.
like paws up and ears down, like oh god.
And Klubbr in a bathtub of gravy.
Oh, God.
Klubbr is now wearing the roulette wheel like as a hat. It's.
Oh, my God.
Have you
I'm
guys
gonna
ever
show the
gotten
camera.
art done for your D&D stuff?
I
have,
haven't before,
yeah.
no. I've only done the art myself as just like sketches for stuff.
Yeah, I've done it myself, but...
I want to
I'm
get like
not
a party
doing it at all.
commission drawing that's like Lev front and center, and then the party being weird in Lev's general vicinity.
And then
Yeah.
Uzu just doing this.
Cosmo's waving with the wrench.
Oh, the big wrench.
It's Cosmo with the,
Oh my
like,
god.
with the
Oh.
air thing, and then Kiara's like,
Yep.
"Ugh."
Kiara's a cat
Oh.
orb getting air blasted.
No, there we go.
Yeah.
You can have the party acting completely weird, Lev somehow doing the Marilyn Monroe thing, and then it's Cosmo with the air blaster that's the
I
What would
caught
Tony be
it.
doing?
Oh, with the
Everything.
dress.
Fixing a door.
Building a door. Thinking about Cheese Man, maybe?
Oh, I love it.
All right, you finally exit the elevator on the correct floor, and shortly find yourselves back in the med bay.
We've been in this med bay a lot.
I've taken a shower here before.
And currently, it doesn't look like there are a lot of nurses on duty. It's pretty early in the morning right now. So Jones is the only one in the med bay at the moment.
I'm just gonna shout, Jones! Hey!
Klubber's gonna wave with a big smile on his face.
Oh,
We're back.
hey, you guys again?
We're back, but we're here for a real reason this time. We need to... We forgot last time we were here that we had mods that we needed to, you know, attach to ourselves.
I have been told
Can
that
you do
this is
that?
not sanitary, and he's gonna hold up. Klubber's gonna hold up his arm, and you're gonna just like the shield thing is there, duct taped on.
Jones kind of laughs and goes, "Yeah, that's definitely not how those work. Yeah, bring him over here. Let me see him. Let me see what models you got. I'll see what I can do."
I'm gonna put down my, what did I get? My Power Eyes and my Vox Box.
He takes those from you. And starts to look him over. And he looks at you, Sox, and then looks back down at the cybernetics. And sort of looks at the rest of the party and he goes, I mean, I could definitely install them. These serial numbers have been filed off. Where'd you get these?
We got them
Tony's
from-
retirement
we
party.
don't need to discuss exactly where they came from. First of all, my good sir, they were a gift from a family, and that's all you need to know.
All right. I'm not in the business of asking questions. I just, want to make sure you're good with installing some off-market stuff.
Well, now I'm scared.
Yeah, listen. I'll double check it for viruses, malware, all that good stuff before I put it on you. I'm not in the business of having return customers. I'm not trying to give you the silver shakes. Not trying to give you the shock. We'll get you sorted.
Great, thank you.
He goes, these will take about an hour apiece to install.
Ooh.
Who's going first?
Klubbr's going first.
Klubbr is ready.
So Jones sort of he walks to a chair near his desk and he taps it. He goes, "Hop on in, bud." When you hop into the chair, it like shakes. Like
Wait,
it
the chair
rumbles
shakes
quite
or
a
the
bit.
room?
the chair shakes quite a bit.
Okay.
And he untapes your deployable shield from your arm. And he goes, "All right, I'm gonna put you on an IV, give you a little bit of a sedative, knock you out while I get this done. All right."
No one's knocked me out before.
Well, there's a first time for everything, isn't there? And he sort of goes about his business, getting an IV set up. And when he has everything ready, he asks for one of your arms.
Which one do you want?
Either one. Which one's your favorite?
Do you want me to pick Klubbr?
Do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Ah! The right arm won.
All right. He like asks you to lay that arm out as though you're about to get a tattoo, and he goes, so tell me something good that happened to you today.
I have an awesome glass of gravy.
As you say the word gravy, you feel a small prick, and that IV is already in.
Is there a mosquito in here?
Something like that. Something like that. He goes, can you count backwards from 100 for me?
1, 2.
Backwards, Klubbr.
Back.
99, 98.
I don't. How do I say one? How do I say one backwards?
No,
Yon.
no, Klubbr, you start
Ooh,
at
tea.
100 and you go down.
It.
Okay, this works.
So as Klubbr tries to start pronouncing these numbers backwards, he gets a little sleepier, and it gets a little sleepier, and then eventually fully drifts off as the sedatives kick in. And Jones gets to work. He grabs his scalpel, and he gets to work on installing this deployable shield. As he works, he and Uzu just sort of chat casually about a couple things about the condition that his scene was in the last time he came in here, about what went down with Mel, and they have a brief conversation about how Rats is doing back at Starbar. It's been a while since Jones has gotten to visit because things have been a little bit crazy down here in the ARC hospital. And pretty soon, Jones has the cybernetic fully installed, and he takes Klubbr's still sedated arm, stretches it out, applies a little bit of pressure on the inner arm, and you see this sort of like holographic shield deploy.
Holy smokes. Now that's
Pretty cool, right?
That is cool.
Goes, yeah, man, that'll do. That'll come in handy. and he applies pressure again, and the shield retracts. And he asks for Uzu's help in moving Klubbr to one of the nearby beds so he can get working on the next implant. So he and Uzu attempt to lift Klubbr up, and between the two of them, they can't quite get it done. And Jones says, little help over here, maybe? Someone?
Sure, okay. I'm just gonna go over. And I'm gonna try and pick Klubbr's legs up.
You're like, this is a very heavy leg. But between the three of you, you just barely manage to scoot him over to one of the nearby beds. And once the chair is clear, Jones grabs like an antibacterial wipe, wipes it down, and looks at Socks and says, "All right, ready to go?"
I'm not getting any younger. I'm just gonna hop in, and I'm gonna hold out my left arm.
All right, Jones repeats the process. He says, "Tell me one good thing that happened to you today."
A good thing? Jones, you're not gonna believe it. I got head scratches today from
Ooh.
like the coolest person I've ever met in my entire life.
I don't remember giving you head scratches.
Oh,
Yeah, me either.
you're too much. No, Lev down at the Fortune Club.
Ah,
Great.
lucky
Some of the best
man,
head
lucky
scratches I've
man.
ever gotten. I know. I'm a
And
big
you feel
shot
a
now.
small prick, and that IV is in.
It's awesome. Having a really great time.
He goes, you like that little trick? I use it on kids to keep them from freaking out when they see the needle.
Did you say kids?
Yeah.
I'll have you know, I am 6 years old.
As you start to say the word 6 years old, you start to feel a little sleepy.
But you know what? I'm feeling kind of tired. And it's maybe because I'm so young. But you know what? I'm just a big rabbit. It's not making any sense anymore.
You eventually drift off to sleep, and Jones goes right back to work. The implant process for this one is a little bit more involved. It takes him about 2 hours, and because he is dealing with much more delicate organs, the scene is a bit more grisly. He has to install the box in Socks's throat. And he has to install the power eyes in Socks's, eye sockets. Basically has to take their eyes out and put the optical implants on the back and then pop those suckers back in there. All in all, not a pretty sight. Uzu manages to talk to him while he is putting the box in, but once he gets to the optical implant, even Uzu kind of has to wander away and find something else to keep him occupied. So he sort of retreats to a corner and asks Cosmo to pull up the security footage on the Kodiak again, which shows exactly the same scene you saw earlier in the back room, with Hazel seeming to read a book and Naomi seeming to sleep on a series of fold-out chairs. And Jones finally finishes the implant work that he was doing on Socks, picks him up, very light, doesn't need help this time, sets him over on a table, and waits for the two of them to wake up. And for everyone involved, this does count as a long rest, because you have been here for quite a while. Especially Socks and Klubbr, who have literally been sedated and have taken a full-ass nap.
That's like the first time Klubbr has slept, by the way, since getting to the station.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep, because Klubbr does not sleep. He stays up to make sure everyone is protected.
Why do you have to roll a d20 again?
Because of my ability Hustle Pool, it lets me replace one of my bad rolls that's non-attack with a d20 that I make at the start of my long rest.
I
Ooh.
see.
No, sorry,
Cool.
that's something different. Hustle Pool is different from. I'm not gonna press it because it's like 8 paragraphs long, but it's Born Leader.
Mm.
I can swap out any role you or an ally makes that I can communicate with for that result. You should always have a d20 result put away this side. After swapping 2 dice rolls, you can no longer swap until you finish another short or long rest. So 16 is a good number. Smile.
I would just like to say I recovered 30 hit points.
Are you joking? Oh my gosh, you needed that rest. Holy smokes.
I was at 17.
What's
Klubbr
your
literally
rest?
had to be forced to sleep.
Oh my god.
Tony's
Kirara.
still the only character who's taken a shower, by the way.
Or rather,
Yeah.
rabbits barely shower.
I mean, it sucks. You did like fully trip and fall into love while spelling like the way that.
Klubbr's changed his
Well, he can't
clothes a couple
shower now.
times.
Got Lev on him.
True.
It's true.
Maybe it's actually a good thing.
I'll never
This is gonna be one of
wash
those
the shoulder
situations where
again.
Sock's like, I'm never washing this paw again. Lev touched it.
Socks hasn't even thought about the fact that they actually touched him. Like, just still so traumatized.
So Socks and Klubbr, the two of you slowly start to wake up. You feel rather drowsy at first, and definitely a little bit achy. But Jones sees the two of you starting to sort of rouse yourselves awake. It says, "Welcome back to the land of the living, new and improved."
Were we dead?
No, it's called sleep.
I was sleeping?
You were sleeping.
I thought I was counting. What number was I on?
1. But backwards. So, Noah.
Nua, one nut, ether. This is a lot harder.
Yeah, you don't need to count anymore, buddy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. You did good. You did a great job. You have a shield now.
What? Like Klubbr's just gonna like look at his arm. Where is it? It looks like my normal arm.
He goes, well, it's connected to your neural network now. So just think deployable shield. Just think real hard.
That's a lot.
Klubbr's trying.
So at first it feels a lot like trying to use a muscle that you've never used before. But eventually this holographic shield does like bust out of your arm.
Oh my god! Look, like Klubber's gonna hit the shield to make sure it's actually hard. I can't
Yeah.
feel this.
Every time you hit it, you see like light particles kind of like pass through it. But yeah, you don't feel the punches.
Kirara, shoot me.
Wow. Wait, did he say shoot me?
He did.
I don't even think I have anything to shoot. I have like daggers.
Maybe we shouldn't shoot anything in here.
I would prefer that you
True.
not.
Oh, my face.
I'm gonna
hurts.
give him the finger guns. Bang bang.
Klubber's gonna raise his hand.
Yes.
How do I turn it off?
Just think about retracting it the way you would think about like moving a muscle.
Okay, it's in. That is
There
neat.
you go. Very good. It is very neat.
I am good at moving muscles.
Jones, I didn't really think about the fact that those would go in my face.
I mean, where'd you think that the
I
power
don't-
eyes would go?
I don't know, man. I kind of just like didn't think about it that hard. But you know what? I'm glad I didn't think about it that hard. This feels really weird.
At least you
Do
didn't
I
have to see it.
different? I wouldn't want to see that. Don't tell me
So-
what happened.
So Jones points at a point on the far wall and says, like a tiny little sign, and says, "Tell me what that says."
Can I see it?
So as you squint at it, at first it's very blurry, and it goes, "Just think about it like a muscle, okay? Just think about like holding in on that point."
Okay.
Like zooming in.
And as you think about it, you feel this like tingling behind your eyes, and suddenly it comes into focus.
Oh! I see it!
It's a PSA about washing your hands.
PSA about washing your hands.
Very good. Very good.
Holy smokes.
All right, that seems to be working.
Whoa. So I just have like binoculars in my head now?
You have optical zoom directly in your eyes, yes.
So what am I gonna do with my binoculars? And I'm gonna pull them off the side of my belt.
Kara just
don't
takes
know.
them from you and throws them in the
Oh.
trash.
Oh, okay. Well, I can delete
You
those
don't
from
need
my
'em
inventory
anymore.
now.
Those are perfectly good binoculars. Why would you
I don't-
throw them away? Klubr's gonna fish them out of the trash.
I don't need them anymore. What does my Vox box do? How do I do that?
All right. Why don't you try and imitate your friend Tony over here? He's a talker. He likes to talk.
Okay.
Hey,
You got plenty of material to work with.
you do not imitate
I'm
my
not-
voice.
All right.
Well, this'll
Tony,
be
say
good.
Something. Say something.
What do you want me to say? I don't want you to be imitating my voice because there's only one Tony the Del Vecchio, and it's not you. It's me.
That's
It's
a bit
Big
too
D.
long for me to remember. Say something else.
Why did I let you even install this? You're not gonna be talking that much. Oh my god! Hold on, I got something for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Lev, go on a date with me.
And I'm
Replicate
guessing
that.
in Tony's voice. I'm gonna say, "Lev, go on a date with me."
It sounds so much like Tony that you scare yourself a little bit.
Tony, what did you just fucking say?
You said
Tony,
it, not
you better
me.
Step back, dude.
That was you.
You said it first,
But you said it.
but you said it.
But you said it.
But you said it.
As someone who's a empath, you said it, not me.
Coming from an empath.
Even Uzu looks impressed and goes, "Damn, that's pretty good. That's not bad for Sangratech."
Ooh, sucks. Do me next. Do me next.
Okay, and Klubbr's. I'm not even gonna ask you to say something. Okay, I'm just gonna say, "Excuse me, can I get some gravy?" In Klubbr's voice.
That is
it
something
sounds-
that I would say. That is Klubbr.
It sounds exactly like Klubbr without like. So the pauses and the cadence aren't quite right, but the voice itself sounds dead on.
It's like if Klubbr filmed himself and then cut out all the pauses.
Yeah.
Wait, let me try again with the pauses. Klubber, you ready?
Klubbr's ready.
Socks. What are you looking at? Did I do it? Did I do it right? Would you say that? I think you would say that.
It's like I have a twin.
Oh no. Now maybe I can talk you out of things. Ugh. This is gonna be handy. It's gonna be real handy.
Oh my
Speaking of
gosh,
handy-
what if Socks starts using that like out of Klubber's eyesight to make Klubbr think that it's his inner monologue?
Oh no. What if Socks starts talking like Lev to feel less lonely?
That's even better.
Just in Lev's voice, just
Socks. That's
"You're
sad.
the coolest person I've ever met.
Socks is gonna start practicing in the mirror.
Oh,
flirting with
no.
Lev.
Oh my gosh.
oh Oh no.
Jones gives you a little clap and says, "Well, I think my work here is done. But let me grab you a couple things real quick." And he starts rummaging through a nearby cabinet, and he grabs a blue bottle and a white bottle, and he looks at Klubbr first, but then turns and hands them to Socks. It says, "Blue bottle, caffeine pills. It'll help you shake off the last of that sedative. White bottle is ibuprofen, codeine, help a little bit with the post-implant ache." He goes and he leans over and whispers in Sock's ear, don't let the big guy over there eat them like candy."
Hey, Jones, quick question.
Yeah.
What was in the blue bottle again?
Caffeine pills.
Caffeine pills.
Help you shake off the last of that sleep.
Klubbr's gonna lean over. Did somebody say something about candy?
No! Actually, you know what we were talking about? I was just thanking Jones for helping us mod us and just how we have to go like right now. And then in Klubbr's voice, I'm gonna look at Klubbr and say, "Isn't that right, Klubbr?"
That is right, Klubbr. And Klubber's gonna give Jones a big hug and then start walking out the door.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
Thanks, Jones.
Is there any trash? Like, is there any like trash or junk like on the way from where Klubbr is to where the door is?
I mean, there's like the set of binoculars that were just thrown carelessly.
No, Klubbr took those.
Okay. There's like you see like an empty plastic cup sitting on one of the trays.
Perfect. Okay.
Like,
as Klubbr walks by the cup, he's gonna go get it, shield arm, and then he's gonna try to slice the cup in half with the shield.
The cup just kind of gets knocked off the tray. The shield does not have like any sharp qualities to it. And Jones seems to catch on to what you're trying to do and says, it's not quite a weapon, buddy. It's think of it more like a second skin, a little extra armor for you know, whatever you might encounter.
Right before Klubbr leaves the door, he's just gonna look back at Jones. Anything is a weapon if you put enough force behind it. And then he's out.
Best of luck out there. And you find yourselves back in the corridor, and Uzu is he is like going for that elevator. He wants to get back to his shit.
I'm following.
Yep, same.
Hey Uzu, I had a question actually. On the little feedy majiggy that we got on the little Game Boy over here, is it live? Are we sure that's like what's happening right now?
I mean, it's meant to be.
What if they're like looping a video right now and they have a huge trap set up for when we enter, come back, and then we die?
Well, if they're looping a video right now, that means they fucked with my ship. And I don't take kindly to people fucking with my ship. That's my home.
I just want to be cautious here. I'm not saying anything for sure happened, but I'm saying if we can't confirm that's what's really happening right now, maybe barging in there first thing isn't the best option. You know what I'm saying?
It's like let me tell you something. I will know the second I step on that ship. If something has been messed with, I know that thing inside and out. I built that thing from scrap.
Okay.
Are you able to remote control the ship?
No, it's that I can't quite afford those upgrades yet.
Are you able to vent the atmosphere from the outside?
What do you mean? Like, dump the airlock?
Yes.
I mean, I'd have to disassemble part of it, but it's, you know what? Why don't we just get there? Why don't we just get to the ship and figure it out from there?
Okay.
And he steps back into the elevator.
Same.
All right, let me. Klubbr's huge in this fucking elevator.
We all
So-
fit. It's okay.
The 5 of you, well, 6 of you, including Cosmo. You all pile into the elevator. You start heading down, back towards the docking level where you began your adventure on Inline Station. But before you get there, the elevator stops briefly, the doors open, and 3 women step onto the elevator with you.
Uh-oh.
The
Well,
door
Were
we're just
they
gonna-
part of that one group? What was that called?
Klubbr's gonna like move against the wall to try to make some more room. Just like, hello, how are you doing today?
The one of them, she's dressed in nearly full black and seems to have some sort of visor. She says, not too bad, not too bad. And the 3 of them sort of spread out in front of the door, trying to take up what little room is left in this elevator, and it now feels very cramped.
Does anyone
If-
look uncomfortable?
Socks.
Well, Socks always looks uncomfortable.
Point, good point.
I like to talk to Uzu for a second, whisper to him. I'll give you five buckaroos if you just rip a nasty one right now.
Uzu, he sort of chuckles to himself. He goes, I wish I had one in the chamber, man. That'd be funny. But, as you continue your ride downward,
Oh, I fucking knew they were Blue Widows. Oh my god.
the one on the far end closest to Uzu, seems to step a little bit closer to him while he is talking to Tony
Uh-oh.
and pulls out. You see nothing. You just see her step closer, and then you hear Uzu yelp
Oh.
as she sticks a knife into his side.
Klubb's punching.
At the
Yeah,
sound of Uzu screaming, I'm ready
Yep.
to fucking fight.
Yep, everybody roll initiative. I'm getting
Oh
combat
my
set up.
God.
What's the one group's name? It's
The
the
Blue
group-
Widows.
Oh,
Yes.
come on.
I think these are them.
I was
Yeah,
laughing
they
too much
are.
at my joke.
Widow assassins.
Wait, why are they rolling so high? Stop it!
They had
I mean,
advantage, I think.
They got the jump on you. They didn't have advantage. They just are naturally very
Oh.
motivated.
Quick
Jeez.
question. Before combat starts, do I have time to mold Earth?
You do not have I do.
Avi is so
I'm
happy
so
that that's not a
fucking
thing
glad.
anymore.
Holy smokes.
Gonna give me fucking PTSD here. All right.
Unbelievable. They jumped us in the elevator.
So the one who got the jump on Uzu is gonna take another attempt at hitting him. See if that hits. I gotta get his character sheet out too. I have like 5 character sheets out right now. This is ridiculous.
Oh man.
But that one does not hit. But she will try one more time.
Oh,
Ooh!
Oh my god. A
And she
crit?
crits for exactly 6. And Uzu sort of growls at her and goes, fucking bitch!
Oh, we're killing these fuckers.
And the one in all black says, you have quite the bounty on your heads. And she will step up to Klubbr and attempt to attack him with a crit fail.
Hi.
She'll attempt it again. I assume a 9 does not hit.
Nope.
So that's your turn, Klubbr.
So right before it gets to Klubbr's turn, so she has her 2 failed attacks due to her comment. Klubber's just gonna look down at her and say, I have nothing on my head because hats hurt my ears. And we'll go ahead and do this.
That hits.
Let's do some damage. Six.
All right, yeah, you clock her
And-
square in the jaw.
With bonus action, Klubbr would like to bring out the Go-Go Gadget shield arm.
All right, you now have a +1 bonus to your AC.
As if I needed it.
All right.
That is turn.
This next widow assassin seems to looks up briefly at Tony and seems to choose to disregard him because there is no bounty on Tony's head and will go for Socks instead.
That's just disrespectful.
Gonna assume a 7 does not hit.
It does not.
I'm gonna assume a 24 does
That does.
for 4 damage.
Oh boy.
That brings us to Kirara.
So how do I'm trying to remember, does she, to go and get advantage, I have to stealth first or something?
You would have to stealth up, but given how small this space is, they're gonna be able to see you regardless.
Yeah. Just summon Baloo.
And then I don't have Baloo though, I'm
No.
sad.
No Baloo, no mold earth.
Yep. I think I got a plasma pistol the last time, right? I could try.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Using that. What's that? Usability?
Shooting a plasma pistol in an elevator going down. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, which one are you going for?
The one on Socks.
Okay. I will say you basically have point blank line of sight. She is within arm's reach. So go ahead and roll damage. 4, 7. You actually shoot her ear clean off.
Let's go.
And blood squirts all over Socks.
Ew.
Which brings us to
Ear blood.
Socks.
Great. I am going to use one of my kata exploits. Woo! Oh, how
There we
we
go.
missed those. I'm gonna use between the knees. Before making a ranged attack roll. Okay, you have advantage on attacks. If both attack rolls hit, double your attribute modifier damage. So, pup. There we go. And I'm going to use my machine pistol. Forgot this. Oh shit! Oh, there it is. Sorry, don't mind me. Just ruined everything. I'm gonna use my machine pistol. Advantage. 19.
Yep, that hits.
Wait, do I roll it again? To make 2 attacks? Or...
Let's do, yes. Here's what I'll do. If one attack kills the first assassin, you can choose a second target.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm cool with that. I'm aiming for, obviously, the one that's on me.
It's bleeding all over you. Yes, that also hits.
Damage. 16 damage.
Yeah, please describe how you...
It's yeah, that hits. No, that's damage.
Before I shoot, I'm just gonna say, this is incredibly rude of you in Lev's voice. And shoot her
Ooh.
in the stomach.
Yeah, she goes down. You effectively blow a hole in her stomach. You almost graze Cosmo in the process. And your bullet comes out the other side, and dings through, like sort of dings the wall of the elevator and gets embedded in there.
Oh man.
Cool. As that one's dead, I am going to aim for the one that's on Uzu. Can I see her?
Yeah, you can. Like, okay, so for
Tony and
line of sight
Cosmo are
purposes,
short.
you can see her, but like Cosmo is in between.
Okay. Cosmo's pretty low to the ground though, isn't he?
Cosmo is pretty low to the ground.
I could probably aim past him.
Probably, unless you miss horribly, in which case you might hit him.
Okay, I'll try really hard not to. And this is just a normal attack roll. Correct?
It's been one kinda. Do you have multi-attack?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, no,
Do
okay, I understand. Yes, that would just be a normal attack.
Okay.
They do not do a good job
Okay.
with some of these descriptions. They're very hard to parse.
Yes. Oh, 9?
That does not hit. A
Right.
bullet goes like whirring right by Cosmo, and actually ricochets around the elevator a little bit. Let's see here. I'm gonna have Uzu and Tony roll dex saves.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Tony time, baby. Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Tony.
Roll a 1d6. All right, Tony, you take 4 damage.
I'm sorry,
no.
Tony. Oh shit.
Mizu takes 1 point of damage.
Oh god.
You watch where you
Gun-
fucking point that thing, eh?
Gun's going away. All right, I'm sorry. I put my gun away and I grab.
Got
Tony
the
just
zoom in
lost
eyes, you
a
can't aim
toe.
where you're looking.
I grab my knife instead.
All right, that takes us to Uzu.
Does Cosmo get in on the action with his new wrench arm? Does he whack anybody?
Cosmo's not really a battle bot. He's not programmed that way.
Hey,
But you know, who knows? Anything's possible, right?
if you slam someone's shin with a wrench, it will hurt.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
All right, let me see here.
Have we ever fought with Uzu? I don't think we have.
No, you have never fought with Uzu.
He is going to eat everyone.
He's the
Klubbr is
Baloo of
prepared
this
to pick someone
campaign.
up and feed them to Uzu.
Oh god,
We
I'm
always
gonna have to
have to
read
have
up
a
on his
robot?
kit.
And a bear, it seems.
All right, so because of Uzu's intimidating mug, this entire elevator is now difficult terrain for your enemies.
Cool.
Ooh.
And he is going to attempt a bite attack. Because he does not want to bust out his shotgun in the middle of this elevator.
If I get shot again.
The first bite misses. The second one also misses.
Oof.
And he's not pleased with that. But,
So, Tony,
let
are
me-
you saying you don't want me to use my grenade launcher right now?
I do not think that would be optimal for our situation, no.
Well, Tony, that brings us to you.
Alright, I'd like to start by attempting to... Where to go? Double my efforts. Wow, that is the worst formatting I've ever seen. I need to make a perception check, DC 15, and if I pass it, I get to do 2 turns this turn.
Hell yeah.
Boom, boom. I pass. I'd like to start my turn then by kicking the dead body of the lady closest to me, because There's a bounty on my fucking head. Stop fucking ignoring me, you piece of shit. That's why you're fucking dead. And then I would like to move over to Uzu and help him with his current situation. See, I currently have a charisma bonus because I have not attacked this turn, so I would like to avoid doing so. However, I will pull out my plasma pistol and point it directly to the head of the person that is currently assaulting Mr. Uzu the bear. And I would like to intimidate them to stand down because they're stupid, outnumbered, and in an elevator with a giant bear. If I can do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that intimidation?
Yes.
13.
So this assassin looks at you and looks at Uzu, who is like frothing at the mouth at this point. He is like violently angry. But then she looks at sort of their ringleader over here with the visor on, and tries to steel herself. It seems that she is much more afraid of her compatriot than she is of either of you.
And that was your first mistake. Does that count as one full turn?
Yes it does.
Then I would like to fire my plasma pistol.
Okay.
There's
That
a
does
14
not hit.
At point blank range. Oh my god.
And that brings us
Awesome.
back to the assassin that you just tried to intimidate. And she...
Hey, on my face, huh?
This is a 17 hit, Tony.
Hold on, I have to change my charisma because I attacked. And I will tell you, it does.
She pulls out her knife and she sticks it right in your side and she says, "You know what your fucking problem is? You talk too much."
Hey, say hello to your mother for me.
And
It would
she
be
will-
cool if it could be my turn and I could do something.
Try.
Oh no. Oh no.
That takes us to our lead assassin, who is going to try to continue her assault on Klubbr here. It seems she has deemed him the most threatening of the group. She also can't really get past him. There's a dead body in her way. This whole elevator is difficult terrain. A
I
12
was
does not
really
hit.
dangerous to the wall I shot. Oh.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it will.
Or 7.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
And that brings us back to you, Klubbr.
Oh boy. Well, I wonder what I'll do.
I think he's gonna punch.
Klubbr's gonna punch. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah, that hits.
2 damage.
You kind of get her in the mouth and she starts to bleed a little bit and she laughs and spits it at you.
It's a bit rude.
Kinda rude.
Also not very COVID safe.
Also not very COVID safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We'll do
If
this.
you ask me.
We'll do this because we did do a hit. Klubbr is going to use his ground and pound.
Okay.
So I will be using my strength to knock the target prone. And if possible, I would like to slam her down on the dead body of her ally.
Okay.
There's the Klubbr we know and love. There he is. He's back, boys.
Yep, she is on top of her dead comrade. And the blood starts to kind of seep into her nice outfit.
Aw, fashion
Cool.
is killer.
And then I have advantage on my next attack against this target.
All right.
And Klubbr will pass his turn.
Kirara, back to you.
So do you have much experience with like the Deadpool effect or whatever?
Let me have a look here.
So I'm not really sure what it really does after reading
Deadpool.
it.
Oh. So you have. You could add. You gain points to your Deadpool during combat. Gain 5 full points for reducing 0 hit points anytime you roll the maximum value of it down. Scores a critical hit on you, you gain 10 points. So the Deadpool, basically, if you if someone crits on you during combat, you get to add points to your Deadpool. If you roll maximum damage on a die, you get to add to your Deadpool. Or if you kill somebody close to you, you get to add to your Deadpool.
And then the Deadpool does like damage, additional damage to people, or
So you can use. Let me. Hang on. So yeah, you basically subtract points from that pool, and you can add that to a damage die. So if you gain 10 points and then you hit someone on an additional turn, you can take like 5 points out of your Deadpool and add it to the damage that you did to them. But you will have to
Nice.
acquire those points first by brutally murdering someone.
Okay. We'll try and pistol people again.
Murder.
Probably the one next to Klubbr, I would go, or the one in front of Klubbr.
Note that when they're prone, you will have advantage on attacking against them.
You do indeed.
Oh, okay. That was with advantage too.
No!
Oof. An 8 and a 6. Oh no. Yeah, 14 will not hit.
Damn.
Please tell me that put a hole in the floor of the elevator. For no
Please
reason.
tell me it clips me again.
It's
No.
force damage from the plasma pistol, so it just like more so dents the floor than it does anything else. But you have ruined the nice pattern on this floor. Congratulations. It's ruined now. Sucks. Back to you.
Speaking of ruined, it's my turn. Okay, I'm gonna use my knife, and I am just going to do something real gross and just try and stick this right in her forehead.
Oh God.
Gross.
No, we're getting into it. Let's go.
Y'all violent.
And I have advantage because she's prone.
I love how it says the thug
Okay.
attacks with their knife.
Oh, yeah.
Socks is a
Thug.
thug.
Yeah.
I did take this from a dead thug, so
You did.
I'm gonna change the descriptions of my weapons to say something Socks related now. I have advantage, right? She's still
Yes.
prone? Okay. Oh, what?
Yep.
Are you joking?
There is
Damn.
no
Same.
way.
A 13 and a 4. Holy shit.
How?
Thank God.
There's
Are you
no
okay?
way.
I
What
still
the
have bad luck
hell?
from Candy Mountain, so
Candy Mountain Syndrome.
Throwback. Ugh, I'm still triggered.
Oh.
Alright, yeah, 14. A 14's not gonna hit.
That's unfortunate. Alright.
Do you have
Anyways.
multi-attack? Kitty, now is not the time.
can't have multi-attack.
He does not. He does not even have one attack. He's stupid.
Oh.
But I love him. He's on my bad side today. He woke me up from my nap, and I'm mad about it.
I was woken up by a chainsaw.
He climbed on my face. It was very rude. Alright, that brings us back to Uzu. He's gonna look over at Tony and be like, you doing okay over there, bud? How you looking?
Oh, I'm just peachy. Oh, very peachy. It smells like peachy.
Seems like, maybe you're not so peachy. So he is going to use Quick Patch.
What?
Let's go.
1d6 plus. So you
Ooh.
regained 9 hit points.
Yo. Awesome.
Let's go.
I'm doing pretty peachy now.
The peach has returned.
Beach it.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Ha ha ha, peachy.
If you know, you know.
Ha. All right. And that will be Uzu's turn. So we're back to you, Tony.
Awesome. I would like to start by attempting to double my efforts once again. That's perception. Bada bing, bada boom. I pass it. Whoa, what the?
You get all your
19.
good rolls on the double your efforts.
On
and
the-
then
on the-
everything else is just.
That's awesome. Okay. Sweet. I'd like to start by very persuasively shaking off the mortal damage she has caused me to my gut while still holding the gun, and totally did not miss a shot that was mere inches from her face, and say, "Look at your leader now. I bet you wish you were on our side, don't you?" In attempts to either woo her away from combat or get her onto our team. Perhaps. Is that a persuasion roll?
Yeah, we could do persuasion.
Awesome. Because I can rock a persuasion roll.
Yeah, you actually seem to get to her for a second. She sees that the situation is not looking super great for them. She is on an elevator, so there's not many places that she can go. But she does, at the very least, sort of back away from the two of you. Which would give you an attack of opportunity.
Oh yeah, we're taking it. You dumb broad. Don't turn your back towards me. We're gonna shoot her in the face. Give me that!
That hits.
Give me that!
Getting a bit serious in here.
Said
Yeah.
I talk too much.
Roll
Shut
that
up.
crit damage.
Shut up. I talk too much.
All right, where are you shooting her? Like, what are you aiming for?
Is she attempting to walk away from me?
Yeah, she's just like kind of backing away.
Oh, I'd like to assuming my gun was pointed at her head and she was walking away, I'd like slowly lower and just shoot her in the gut where she stabbed me twice.
Dang.
Yeah, you actually blow like a fucking hole in her side. And you can see like the bottom of her rib cage with a little bit of meat hanging off of it.
Ew.
Awesome.
She's not
Did
looking
that take
good.
up
There
did that
we
take up both
go.
of my turns, or am I allowed one more if that was an attack of opportunity?
That will be the full turn.
So that was okay.
Wait, can you do 2 actions?
So I can do 2 actions. My first action was to do the persuasion roll. You said attack of opportunity, which it's either I can use that as a full turn in itself to be the attack, or if it's an attack of opportunity, that counts as an extra.
Attack of opportunity does not count against your actions. Go ahead and do another one.
Cool. We're gonna shoot her again, just like she stabbed me twice. So I would like to.
You
Actually, no. Hold on. I have something for this. I'm upset. She has angered me. We're using our competitive directive to make that a 16 instead of a 4. Does a 16 hit?
It does hit.
Awesome.
There we go.
She's getting shot a second time, and it's 4 damage.
Please describe how you kill this assassin.
Very angry. I don't even look at it. I just want to fire the gun and go next. She doesn't deserve more than that. Fucking talk too much. Fucking Tony Del Vecchio does not deserve that kind of disrespect. You dumb broad.
God.
Damn.
Okay,
All
Tony.
right.
I think Tony talks just enough.
Thank you.
That brings us back to our final assassin, who is going to stand up using all of her movement. And she is going to sort of change her focus here and try to attack Socks, who just tried to stab her in the head.
What?
Does an 18 hit?
That does.
I have a quick question. Technically, even though she is not moving, the assassin is turning a complete 180 away from Klubbr towards Socks. Attack of opportunity?
I will allow it.
Wee-hoo.
15 damage total.
Oh,
Socks.
God.
It's okay, Socks. I'm gonna try to save you.
I've already taken the damage, dude.
Oh, well. Oh, wait. My controlled actor does not have the item unarmed strike. What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Apparently, I clicked a token. 10! Oh my gosh.
How does that even afford to? Oh my god. Well, it's your turn, Klubbr.
I'm hurting.
So
Klubbr's gonna try again. 25.
that'll do it.
Let's roll the damage. Or
More. Just takes a clean little knock in the back of the head. You open up a small cut.
I do want to say we could probably interrogate this person. Friends. Wink.
That brings us to Kirara.
Well,
Yeah. Let's see. We'll try again. Is it advantage still?
no,
Oh,
she's
no,
standing
she
up
is
now.
now standing.
Oh, okay. Nope.
That does not hit. Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. Socks.
Oh, boy. No, ma'am. That hurt. That hurt a lot. So I'm going
I
to
hope it
use-
did.
She... Oh. You gone done made Socks upset now.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I don't know where that voice came from. I'm gonna use blood in the eyes. This
Ooh.
time. And use my machine pistol. As well.
Okay. Since this to my shot, even though I totally pipped it with love. So since this is a reaction, you will still be able to attack after this.
Sweet.
That's amazing.
Shit. Alright. No. 15.
That does not hit.
Do I hit again?
Yes, you can go again.
Oh, fuck!
Why does your machine pistol hate you?
I don't know. Maybe I should just. No, I can't even stick to knives because I missed
I
that
mean-
too.
The machine pistol is just like going hand in hand with its owner, shooting its shot the best it can do, just like Socks did with Lev.
It still ruined everything, huh? At least we got that in common. I'm going. What is this? Oh, I don't know. I'm probably missing so much because I'm still getting used to the power eyes, and I'm just really
Is-
confused.
The machine pistol a one-handed small arm? It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Don't forget that you have spastic shot.
I know. I was gonna use that one, but I chose blood in the eyes instead because I got so hurt.
But so blood in the eyes is a reaction, but if you use your attack action to make a ranged attack with a one-handed small arm before the end of the action, roll a d20.
Oh! Oh, I can use that too right now?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot!
You can
Oh,
use
heck.
this anytime you use your standard action to attack with a one-handed small arm. Anytime.
Oh, heck. I thought I could only use one or the other. This changes everything. So can I attack again?
Roll a
How's that
d20. If you
Oh.
roll a 16, 17, or 18, you get an extra attack. If you roll a 19 or 20, you get 2 extra attacks.
Ah!
You almost did it.
I just
You
needed
almost
10
got there.
more. It's the effort that counts.
All right. Uzu is going to close in on this lead assassin. And he doesn't want to bust out his shotgun, really. So he is just gonna try to bite again. Doesn't hit. Does hit. For 6. He takes a nice little chunk out of her shoulder. Which brings us to Tony.
Alright, we're gonna start by doubling efforts, attempting to perception. Normal 11, I don't get it, so I only get 1 turn, unfortunate. I'll be honest, fellas, do we know what this whole shabazz is all about? We could talk
She's
to
a
him,
widow.
she's kinda dead. She's a who's he, what?
She's a widow.
Alright, I'll make this simple. You tell me what this whole shindig's about, lady, or I fire again, and this time I'm not gonna miss. As I hold out my plasma pistol.
She goes, "They killed one of my comrades. I'm here to collect a bounty."
Bounty schmounty. Get over it.
Alright, that's fair. You know what else you can collect?
What?
Ah!
Alright, hold on. We're using a 16 hits. I know it does. Suck my farts. 4 damage to the face. She's dead.
I'm writing
She's-
that in my notes.
You take a solid chunk out of her forearm. She's got like this one side of her is getting real beat up. But she is still standing. Looking a little worse for the wear. But she's still standing. A tough
Alright,
hit.
I hope no one needs compelling directive ever until the next long rest. I was very angry today.
Today. I
That
still can't get over you saying smell my fart or suck my farts. That will be in my notes forever now.
And then only dealing
Alright.
4 damage after it.
Tony is not a fighter.
that's peak D&D. Socks does a 15 hit.
No, it does not.
And a 7 definitely won't.
No.
So she swings twice and misses. She's getting a little bit too angry to like fight effectively now. And also that force damage straight to the back is not treating her well. I think she might have blown a couple of discs there. So we're back to you, Klubbr.
Hi. Klubbr is going to attack. Does an 18 hit?
That does hit.
Klubbr will then roll his damage. 7.
You catch her right in the temple. And she looks dazed for a second.
But wait, there's more.
There's
Uh-oh.
always more.
Klubbr is going to use Bone Breaker. So you know how you said her one side was looking pretty bad?
Yeah.
Klubbr would like to break her other side. So after punching her in the back of the head, Klubbr would like to reach out with his hand to her arm, that is the healthiest one, and just crack.
Just snap it at the shoulder.
Just snap it right at the shoulder, and my damage dice is doubled.
Heyo.
Okay. What is that
So-
total to?
14.
14.
Klubbr can get angry too.
She, in spite of her tough exterior, she does, yelp a little bit when you crack her arm like that. She's not looking as good as she did, just a couple minutes ago. And we
God,
are
I
back
love
to you,
this
Kirara.
class.
All right. Let's see if I can actually roll a normal 18.
That hits.
Da-da-da.
Yay!
8.
1d6 plus. Very nice. So you actually, with the plasma pistol, you apply so much force to the shoulder that was already broken that it completely comes unsocketed and is like sort of hanging grossly at her side. Like there is a clear like several inches of disconnect between her
Ew.
shoulder and then like the rest of her arm. She's gonna need an implant if she ever wants to use that arm again.
Gross.
Back to you, Socks.
All right, folks. We're doing it yet again. We're doing it.
I believe in you.
Oh, I don't want to roll 12. A 16!
Very nice. Although you do have to use your attack action first,
Oh, shoot.
but I will allow you to keep this roll.
Okay. Machine pistol, don't let me down. Oh!
Good
Oh,
thing
it
you
let me
have this
down.
spastic shot.
Oh, it let me down.
You do actually, that
There's no
16 will
way.
also not hit. That bullet will ricochet.
No!
And I need, Klubbr and Uzu to make dex saving throws.
Klubbr can
I'm
do
still so
that.
shaken.
Uzu dodges that shit so fast. Klubbr, roll a 1d6.
I wonder
Uzu
what
ducks.
this is for.
And he goes, again with this shit? You take 1 damage, Klubbr.
Are there mosquitoes in here too?
Sorry.
That brings us to Uzu. Who will... Let's see who's next in the...
I would just like to state really quick that Socks has done more damage to the party than 2 out of the 3 assassins.
Oh.
What if Socks is working for them?
No. Socks is just deeply upset.
Socks is way too much of a nervous wreck to be a double agent.
While Socks was like asleep during surgery, all he was dreaming about was how embarrassed he is and how
Oh.
Lev just hates him now. Just had nightmares.
Hey, Uzu hit one of those attacks. For 6. So he goes in for that arm that's already been like almost completely torn off and does actually finish the job and tears it off.
Nice.
And she is now bleeding profusely from one shoulder. And it does not look like she is long for this world.
Does he use it as a toothpick?
You might pick up a finger bone later, who knows? But he's a pretty civilized bear. We're back to you, Tony.
We'll start doubling our efforts yet again. We don't double our efforts, and I'll be honest, as an empath, this is a little kinda... You know, that one was... The first one was over in 2 shots, this one's taking some time. I don't know if I wanna, you know, keep egging this one on. Do you just wanna die, lady? I mean...
She's gonna
We could
die
just-
now.
Yeah, this elevator ride's very long.
As an empath, you should just finish her off so she stops suffering.
Yeah, we'll try that. As an empath, of course.
Obviously.
And we're not gonna fucking hit, because who does? Yeah, I knew that would happen.
That brings us back to our lead assassin. I assume a 12 does not hit Socks.
Nope.
I assume 11 does not hit either. She is losing so much blood that she is seeing double at this point. So we're back to you, Klubbr.
You know what? Klubbr's... What should Klubbr do?
I also cannot overstate the amount of blood that has now poured onto this elevator floor. Like,
Probably
when you
quite slippery.
finally step out of this elevator, it's gonna be like The Shining.
No, Klubbr is going to attempt to restrain.
All right.
Big old bear hug. Ham hands time.
Ham hands.
It's ham hands time, so strength.
Opposing strength checks.
Yep. Eight.
A 5.
So yeah, Klubbr is going to just...
Yep, she is now restrained. She is grappled.
But the next thing Klubbr is going to do is just like slowly turn so she is looking directly at Uzu. Eye contact, it's important.
She definitely has this she has this visor on. You can't really tell where she's looking. But she is grappled. See here. All right. Kirara.
Okay.
That hits.
Finally. 7.
Please describe how you kill this assassin.
Yay. Probably just plasma blast her to the very end of the wall of the elevator. I don't know. What would be a good way?
You plasma blast her, and like the force shoves her directly into Uzu. And it also kind of like explodes part of her head, so he is now covered in blood and brain matter, and it's matting his fur. He doesn't seem that bothered by it. Uzu's been around, but you have made an absolute fucking mess of this elevator.
Klubbr would like to
Have we
loot the
been
body
moving
that he
this
is
whole
holding.
time, like in this elevator, or has it
I was
stopped?
saying, it's getting really,
So in terms of like D&D time, I think we went through 5 rounds. 10
Yeah, it was only
rounds
like 5 minutes of time.
10 rounds is 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It all happened very quickly.
Yes.
quick.
That was probably like a...
This was a
Yeah.
very fast
30
brawl.
Combat takes a while, but it really doesn't in the game.
Yeah. In real time, it does not take that long. And
Yeah.
also, you're going down like almost 70 floors. So this is it's gonna be a minute anyways.
All right. Yeah, Klubbr would like to loot the body of the person he's holding.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Alright.
loot a body as well. I'm gonna
I
loot
get
the
the
body
corner
of the
one.
shot.
He's just gonna shake her and see what falls out.
All right. Klubbr, you find 2 knives. Let me
Ooh,
open your character sheet so I can just add these to them.
Nice.
You find 2 knives.
Wait, why don't I have an inventory? Everything's gone.
It's all here. It might be because I have your sheet open.
Oh, okay.
And the only other thing that you find is 15 plats.
Ooh.
Tony, you find 7 plats,
Nice.
and you also find 2 knives.
I don't want them.
Well, they're in your inventory. You can give them to someone else if you want.
Awesome.
And Sux, you were searching the last one?
Mhm.
You find 7 plats and 2 knives also. All of these ladies are wearing skin suit armor that you are welcome to take off of them if you would like.
Would I look good in it?
I mean, it kind of like bonds to the flesh a little bit. So, you know.
Show off your Del Vecchio figure.
We
Hey.
do know someone that sells clothes.
I get unarmored bonuses. I won't be wearing any armor. Yeah. But from a fashion sense, I'll consider it.
All right, well, if you do want to take her armor off, she will be fully naked. So if you want to leave her in that condition,
Nah.
you want to make the situation worse than it already is.
Not worth it.
Why she's
Klubbr will take the armors.
Klubbr, you're not. I don't think. Are you? What about your pink T-shirt? If you put that armor on, you can't see your pink T-shirt anymore.
The armor's not for me. It's payment for the t-shirt.
You're gonna give it to Sonia? We don't have time to go down there.
Cosmo, do you have a mailing address?
Oh, jeez.
A P.O. box.
He goes, I maybe I could find one. I could maybe address it to her market stall. I could maybe address it to.
That would be perfect if you could help me, Cosmo. So then, quick question. I believe I need to do a perception for this, I'm sure. Klubbr would like to check to see if there are any grates above or below in the floor of the elevator. That, like a hatch.
Roll me investigation.
Investigation, I can do that.
Also, are you taking that armor off of her?
Yes.
Okay.
18.
You look around, there are no hatches anywhere. This is a pretty stuffy elevator.
I was gonna try to shove them somewhere and hide the bodies.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
So-
fine.
As you are looking around, the elevator finally comes to a stop. The doors open, and you find yourselves in a thankfully empty docking corridor, where Uzu left the Kodiak.
Are there any dumpsters nearby?
You don't see any dumpsters. This is a pretty empty corridor. There are just like ships all along the way.
All right, are we all exiting the elevator?
Yep.
Yes.
Klubbr would like to be the last one to leave the elevator, and before he steps off, he's just gonna do this and press every button in there.
So everyone on every floor is gonna see the bodies that you. Okay.
Klubbr
Alright.
wants it. No, that's not the thought process. Klubbr wants it to be as much time as possible that can pass before the other widows find these bodies.
I mean, there are gonna be like probably a solid 10 floors of just docking stations, so maybe
fine.
not the worst idea that Klubbr's ever had.
Yes.
So all of you exit the elevator. Klubbr presses all of the buttons, and leaves it up to the universe to decide who is going to discover these Blue Widow agents that you have successfully dispatched. And you soon find yourselves back in the corridor. Not that one. Where you docked the Kodiak.
Oh my god, throwback to this place.
Oh God,
Here we
that
go.
place. Not that
Never mind.
place. Oh, that's the place that started like mentally scarring Klubbr.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, the note from the mother.
I wonder how that's gonna turn out.
Oh.
We have a lot of threads that we've yet to pull.
Yep.
All right, you had successfully made it back into the docking corridor. The elevator closes its doors and slides away. And Uzu starts making a beeline for the Kodiak.
Klubbr is gonna quickly give all of the outfits to Cosmo so he can ship them when he's able to Sonya.
Cosmo, like, stands there holding them, because he doesn't have a storage hatch. So he just stands there. He's just holding them. Goes, do you want me to... Should I just... I'll keep these.
I trust your intuition, Cosmo. I know you'll get the job done.
He thinks about that directive for a moment. He looks down at the clothes, and he drapes them like over the top of his chassis, and just starts going along. That's the only way that he can hold them without his arms. So that's the first thing that he thinks to do. So as you walk down the corridor, and Uzu catches sight of the Kodiak, he breaks into a full run and just throws the door hatch open. All caution to the wind. He throws the door hatch open and disappears inside the ship.
Well, I guess
Okay.
we're going in.
Before entering the ship, Klubbr is gonna make sure that his shield is on with his arm.
Yep, you successfully keep your shield deployed.
And let's make sure to close the door behind us as we go in.
So as you catch up to him and step inside, the ship appears to be empty. There is no sign of Hazel or Naomi anywhere. Uzu swats an empty can, and just snarls, "Fuck!" and lumbers over to the cockpit. He says, "I'm gonna check the on-ship security system. You guys look around."
I, without saying anything, am going to run outside the ship and call for Cosmo.
Oh,
very loudly.
Yeah, Cosmo's whirring as fast as he can.
Back? Like, back to me?
Yeah, in your general direction.
Alright, great. Cosmo! Cosmo!
Yes.
Show me the CCTV footage of inside the ship.
He projects it again, and you see exactly the same feed that you saw earlier in the med bay and in the back room.
I'm gonna scream inside the ship that the video's fucking fake.
Oh.
So Uzu starts tapping several buttons on the dashboard of his cockpit and pulls up projections of several security feeds and starts running through them at double speed. One of the feeds shows Hazel approaching the cockpit and poking around as though she's looking for something. She bends over, and looks like she's rummaging around the driver's seat, and then suddenly the security feed flickers, turns to static, and then comes up with exactly the same image that Cosmo is currently projecting.
When was that? Does it say when? Do you have an idea of when she hacked it?
Uzu sort of squints at the time step and he says, "Fuck. It was right after I left to meet you at the Fortune Club."
Today?
He nods and he goes, "That little bitch fucked with my ship." And he slams his hand down on the dashboard and sends a couple of things wobbling. A soda can falls over and...
Cool.
Alright, well, we gotta find out where they went. Very quickly.
Klubbr is dusting for fingerprints.
Klubbr doesn't find any fingerprints.
Can I don't think it works that way.
Cosmo says, Uzu says, "There's gotta be something around here. There's gotta be."
Is there anyone outside
Is it-
the ship that might have seen something?
You can certainly
them
peek
leaving?
outside. The corridor was empty when you got there, but you're welcome to peek outside and see if anyone was there.
Okay, I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
look outside and see if I can find anyone
Yeah.
like walking around.
Klubbr will poke outside as well.
I'm gonna look around inside the ship.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would look inside first.
So Kirara and Klubbr, you poke your heads out into the hallway, and at the very, very far end of the corridor, about 5 ships down, you see somebody mopping.
Klubbr will pick up Cosmo and head towards the person with the mop.
All right, and
I'm
Tony
just gonna
and
follow.
Socks, roll me perception or investigation.
Okay.
I will take perception.
I too will take perception. We will see exactly
14.
the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna
Pause. I would like to add some hustle pool to this,
Ooh.
all
just
right,
to
all
be
right.
safe. So it's double my charisma modifier. My charisma modifier is at its current state 4, which means 8. I'll add a 6 to it, give it an unnatural 20.
All right, all right. I will resolve Klubbr and Kirara first, and then we will come back to the Kodiak. So Klubbr and Kirara, you book it for this janitor, and all this guy sees is Kirara, a giant man holding a robot, running full speed towards him. And he like starts to back away. And he like throws his hands up like this. He drops his mop, he throws his hands up, and he's like no, and he's just like shaking his head no.
Klubbr's gonna just down to Cosmo. He's gonna be like, Cosmo, show the video feed. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen these two individuals?
So Cosmo starts to project the feed again. And the guy looks at you. He goes, sorry, no, speak.
You just said words.
He doesn't seem to understand. He goes, no, speak. I clean.
Yo no hablo español.
No, I don't know. I clean.
¿Dónde
is Kirara
está
able to...
el pantalones en el biblioteca?
He just looks like really confused and a little bit afraid, and he like looks to Kirara.
And Cosmo, can you get pictures of what was it, Hazel and Naomi, so like we could see if maybe we could show this guy
Absolutely.
what they look like?
Give me a second. And his display goes dark for a moment and then comes up with a photo of Hazel and a photo of Naomi. They look a little bit outdated. They were probably taken around the time that they were shipped off world. But they still look mostly the same aside from some slightly different hair.
Okay. And then Kirara kind of like gestures towards them, be like, have you seen these guys? Were they around here? Did they pass by?
And Klubber's gonna be doing this.
And the janitor thinks for a second. He watches these guys and he goes, I see no. And he looks real close to the pictures, and he just shakes his head.
Okay.
No.
In a last ditch effort, Klubbr is going to go like Klubber's gonna point to himself. Klubbr. Then he's gonna point to Kirara. Kirara. Then he's gonna point to the photo. Where? Then he's gonna like move around, like, please point where they are.
He points to himself. He goes, Jonah. And then he just kind of shrugs.
Yeah, Klubbr, I don't think they saw
He-
anything.
He points at the two pictures and he says, I don't know.
We can go back to the ship, see if they
Klubbr
found
would like to
anything.
pick up the janitor.
Oh god.
He's gonna start screaming. No.
Klubbr,
And he's like kind of smacking
look
at
him
your
down.
arm.
We should go back to the ship.
No,
Maybe Uzu knows how to communicate with him.
no.
I'm pretty sure he didn't see anything.
We don't know that.
As
You
I
don't
hear
want
the
to
screaming-
kidnap a cleaner.
As I hear the
It's
screaming, I'm
not
gonna run outside the
kidnapping, it's
ship,
escorting.
and I'm just gonna say, Klubbr, what are you doing? I'm just gonna like shout it down the hallway.
Janitor's still screaming. No, no, no.
I'm trying to communicate with this man.
Klubbr, put him down.
No.
What are you
No.
doing?
Klubr's
What
gonna
would
set the
Dick
janitor
say?
down.
That janitor grabs his mop and he fucking books it out of there. He's running.
Oh god. Poor guy.
Klubbr. Oh, and I'm gonna walk back in the ship.
As the janitor just runs away, Klubr's gonna wave his hand and go, "Hola!"
He doesn't even. He's gone. He like disappears around a corner.
Alright.
And somehow he manages to escape a conversation with Klubbr with his life intact.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
You picked up this poor, unwilling man and scared the shit out
I
of
was
him.
gonna take him to Uzu to see if Uzu knew how to talk to him.
So, Tony, as you look around the ship, towards the rear of the ship, actually fairly close to where the entry hatch is, you see a little bit of blood.
Tony, have you found anything yet?
Sorry, I totally zoned out. Can I get that? I'm sorry.
No worries. So towards the rear of the ship near the entry hatch where you came in, you see just the tiniest splatter of blood.
A teeny bit of blood. Do we have Cosmo, or did he go with the other group?
Cosmo
This
was
is the other
forcefully
group.
picked up and carried.
We need a blood reading ASAP, Rocky, please.
Well, Klubr's bringing him back to the ship now that the janitor ran away.
Traumatized.
I'd like to ask Cosmo about his blood analysis capabilities.
So when Klubbr returns to the ship with Cosmo, and you direct him to take a look at the splatter, he very politely says, I'm not equipped to do DNA analysis. I do not have that tech yet. However, I can ascertain that this seems to be a trail of sorts leading away from the ship.
Is it a trail we can pursue outside? Does it keep going?
Based on my analysis of blood spatter patterns, I think it goes this way. And he points out of the ship and sort of to the left.
Well, that's all we got, unless we want to get some blood analysis, which I would assume is very hard at this stage.
Uzu lumbers over. He goes, "Listen, it's the best we've got. We let's just go."
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice. They've already got hours ahead of us. They could be anywhere now.
And he looks at Cosmo and he says, "Cosmo, can you activate your blacklight, please?" And Cosmo retracts his one working arm and pulls out sort of a spotlight with a UV blacklight in it. And he shines it on the blood right at the floor of the ship's entryway. And you see that it starts to sort of illuminate and is much easier to see.
Oh. Cool. Let's hunt these bleeders. Or
Okay.
chase after them, I guess. I don't know.
Lead us.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Cosmo shines his little light down the corridor, and you see another little glowing spot a little ways down the corridor.
Are we still inside of the ship, or is it outside now?
It is outside the ship and slightly to the left, a little bit down the corridor.
Okay.
And,
It's still the same blood, right? Like it's not something else.
I mean, it's the same color as the blood that was in the entryway.
Awesome.
Klubbr will walk towards it.
Was this the opposite way of the janitor? Because what if he was lying to us?
It's in the same direction that the janitor ran off to.
That little shit.
I knew it.
He's doing a pretty shitty job if there's blood over here. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he started at one end and didn't get to that end yet. You don't know. He might be
That's
very
true.
good at his job.
All right.
Let's just
Hey.
keep following it. We don't have time to think about janitors right now.
All right. So Klubbr will just like place Cosmo in front with his nice little light, and then like, Cosmo, we follow him. We follow him.
Cosmo says, "Do you want me to lead the way in the direction that this goes?"
Yes. Yes, please, Cosmo.
All right, he starts to whir off, and he goes down the corridor of this docking level in the opposite direction of the elevators. And he goes all the way to the end of the corridor, and waits for you at a set of stairs that leads downward.
Well,
Do you need me to help
we-
you down the stairs, Cosmo?
Yes, please.
Klubbr will pick up Cosmo.
Do we know what?
so sweet.
Do we know what direction we're kind of going down with these stairs, or are we lost?
Well, we'd be going down.
Uzu
Fair
says
enough.
it's probably all docking levels between here and the heat sinks.
Hmm.
So you head down the stairs, and you find yourselves on yet another docking level.
Ooh, I like this art.
It's good art.
This is good art. This is giving me vibes from Alien.
Right?
Yeah.
I found this and loved it.
I love
Is
this
this
so
where
much.
the valet parking is? I have a luxury sedan somewhere around here still.
Is there anything? Are there any blood spots down here, or anything noticeably off?
So Cosmo still seems to be following a trail. You follow it down 4 flights of stairs, and this level seems a little bit danker, a little bit darker than the one where the Kodiak is docked. It smells really distinctly of rust. The air feels palpably more humid. The trail sort of leads away from the stairwell and into the main docking area. And as you continue down the corridor, you hear some sort of chattering farther down.
Can we make it out? Is it a language we would know of?
You can't quite make it out. At least not from this distance.
Hey, Kiara,
What's up?
could you maybe cat form and get closer and see if you can hear what they're saying? I don't really want Klubbr to get too close. You know how friendly he is.
What are you talking
That
about?
is very true.
You know. what
Klubr's
I'm
very
talking about,
stealthy.
Klubbr. No, Klubbr really.
he actually
isn't.
he just rolled a 20 though, so he is stealth.
Oh, you rolled. Well,
Would I
guess
do
I have no
a
choice.
stealth on my cat form or my actual form?
If you want to go in cat form, you could probably go like fully unnoticed. If you want to like stay in your regular form, you would need to roll a stealth check if you want to stealth like Klubbr is.
Oh, well, that's
Either
probably
all right. Either way,
fine.
you're both sneaky.
Copycat.
I'm going to stay near where we are right now
All right.
and observe from a distance with my eyes.
So
Yep,
Klubbr
Klub-
and Kiara.
Klubber's hanging back, like Kiara's going like like way in front of him. He like
farther
Klubbr just
ahead.
wants to get close enough to make sure Kiara is safe, and so that he can kind of see what's going on. But he's hanging back mostly.
All right. So as you get a little bit closer to the source of the noise, it grows louder. And you spot something in one of the recessed areas of the wall to your left, sort of on the opposite side of the platform from where you stand. It appears to be a tiny studio TV set, like made of cardboard. And
This is
the letters GNN are scrawled in really sloppy marker across the front of one of the cardboard pieces. And then you notice that there's a goblin in a suit sitting behind this desk.
it's the Goblin News.
And
The Goblin News Network.
and talking very excitedly into a plastic bottle. There is another goblin standing beside him holding a stack of papers. And every now and then it'll take one of these papers and hold it next to the first goblin's head, like a news graphic.
Hmm.
Oh my
Um,
god.
And there is a third goblin just kind of standing nearby for no clear reason at this point.
Why does it always have to be goblins? man?
And as you draw closer, they're speaking goblin, so you can't really make out too much of what they're saying. But you hear them gibbering. And so you see
Oh god, Socks is gonna hate Klubbr for what he's gonna do.
a
Oh,
hand-scrawled image of a goblin with a heart around him, next to a group of smaller goblins with the word orphans written above them, and spelled very incorrectly. A couple of letters are backwards. There's an E in there that looks wrong, even to Klubbr. And as this anchor goblin continues to speak, and his companion drops that sheet of paper and shows another sheet with a box on it. He shows this one briefly as the anchor goblin continues.
I love Javi's goblin talk.
That sheet of paper gets dropped, and then another sheet of paper is revealed that shows the box blown to smithereens, and what appears to be the same goblin from the first image laid out flat with 2 X's over his eyes. The third goblin approaches the desk, and the news anchor extends this plastic bottle towards him, and this third goblin grabs it and he starts gesturing excitedly. And he mimics a huge explosion, and then falls to the ground and plays dead. Then he hops back up and he continues his chattering, extending his arms like vertically as though trying to explain like the height of something. And as he like goes on, the graphic goblin holds up another hand-drawn sketch, showing what appears to be several humanoids, including a very large male, a much smaller like female with like very poorly drawn dark hair, a rabbit, and a tiny robot. And each one of them is drawn with like this really mean-looking, like scowling face. And the news anchor goblin snatches his plastic bottle back, and he keeps going and keeps chattering, and you hear something in his goblin speak about the word tips. And then he repeats himself in really broken common tongue. He says, "If you have tip, please send tips to Knob here." And he holds out an empty cup with the word tips scrawled across the front. There are no cameras. It's not clear like who they're doing this for. But then the anchor goblin moves on to another story. And the third goblin, who just gave an interview, sort of like wanders away. Probably to find an air vent to crawl into.
Is that actually being broadcasted, or are they pretending that
There are
it's
no
being
cameras.
broadcast?
There are no
Oh.
visible cameras anywhere that you can see.
That's kind of sweet.
Klubbr is
That looked a lot like you guys. A little-
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be.
Are the goblins
planning to
Yeah.
like attack us and take donations for any info on us or something?
Nah, I think they're just being weird little goblins. We don't have time for goblins. I'm sick of goblins, man.
If
They're
they-
always just leading me in the wrong direction. I'm done with them. I am looking for those people.
Klubbr is crying uncontrollably right now.
I am moving on. I am.
And Cosmo
going.
is pulling at Kiara's sleeve, like just pulling real hard.
What's up, Cosmo?
He's like, they said that goblin ran an orphanage.
The goblin's running an orphanage?
The goblin in the news story, they said that he ran a goblin orphanage. I couldn't understand much, but I know the word orphanage. At least, I think that's what they were trying to
So
say.
they're trying to get money for the orphanage? Or for tips?
It seems that the goblin who ran the orphanage was, as they say, blown to smithereens.
Oh. I wonder if there's a
Is that
goblin
us?
we did something similar to that effect of.
Uh-oh.
Let me think.
Oh,
Oh?
wasn't that with like socks in them?
Yeah,
I don't know if I was
going to
there
say
for
the
that
one
one.
that Socks was there for and blew to. I do believe it was multiple smithereen. So yeah, smithereens does fit. I do
Yeah.
believe.
With Klubbr's perfect memory, he recalls all of this in very vivid detail, and he is a wreck of emotions, realizing that Socks blew away. Well, Klubber's understanding wasn't that the goblin ran an orphanage. Klubber's understanding was there's a bunch of orphaned goblins because Socks blew away their parent.
Oh no.
And Klubbr is a wreck of emotions right now because this just seems to be a recurring theme.
I have already walked away. I am not.
Socks doesn't give two shits.
I'm not stopping for these goblins. They've led me astray before, and I'm not here for it.
Socks
I'm
does not
gone.
give a shit what GNN has to say about anything.
GNN can have their own opinions, but first they must get cameras.
Fake news.
They can't tell
Fake
me shit
news.
until they got cameras.
There are no
Fake
cameras
goblin
anywhere.
news.
You literally put this in just so someone would cry.
No, I put this in because I wanted there to be a goblin news show where they talked about you blowing up a goblin benefactor.
Gosh
Oh
darn
my
it.
God.
Have they left the area? Did they leave the set?
The news anchor's still going. The interviewee goblin has definitely left the set, but the news anchor's still going. He's got other things to report on. To
I'm
who? It's
sure.
unclear.
It's unclear.
I wanted to, if it was available, I wanted to grab the portrait they made of the gang and keep it. But if it, I don't want to interrupt the show. So
Or cause another fight and make
Yeah.
more orphaned goblins.
if we blow up this Goblin News Network, another Goblin News Network's going to spawn and report on us blowing up the original, right?
It's an act
So,
of
I mean-
terrorism.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna be the one to do it, but if anyone else has any sort of compilation to do
Hey
so.
Cosmo, can you
Yes?
or Kiara pulls out like a couple of plats from her pocket and be like, "Can you go give these to some of
He-
the goblins?" Because like I don't want to be seen, but if Cosmo goes,
Cosmo was
we
also
can-
drawn on that.
I'll go do it. I wasn't drawn.
So Cosmo actually recognizes almost immediately that he was also in that drawing, but you see him process for a second, and then he throws up the coins and takes his air blaster and just blasts air at him, and they
Oh my
like go rocketing down the corridor, like banging off the walls and stuff. It gets the attention of the two goblins who are still on the set, and they go "Wah!" and they start like scurrying around to collect all the plats.
Nice.
Where's Uzu?
Uzu is watching all of this from afar, and he looks at Tony, and then he looks at Socks, and he goes, Did you do that?"
We'll save that story for another
The
time.
two-
Uzu. We have a mission that we're on right now.
All right,
And I would expect you to understand that more than any of these
I do. You know, I do.
They did mess with your ship after all.
They did. I mean, that's pretty par for the course with intergalactic travel. But now I'm starting to understand why your boy here was asking questions about me being in cahoots with some goblins. Yeah, let's get going.
Klubbr is still sitting on the floor crying.
I'm gonna blow the Daniel whistle.
Daniel whistle.
Wait, how? I have it.
You gave it to me.
Oh, that's
yeah, you
right.
did.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
did.
it in my inventory, but I remember you giving it to me.
Yep,
Yeah, let me
that
put
is
it-
right.
What did that do again?
So the
Makes a
Daniel
little sound.
signal will grant inspiration to any party member of the user's choosing.
Oh, okay.
And it
Alright.
goes, yonk.
Yonk.
I'm not doing it for the inspiration. More, I'm more or less doing it just for the hyonk to hopefully inspire Klubbr to continue on, thus granting Klubbr inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Klubbr now has some inspiration.
Yeah. Upon hearing the yonk, Klubbr kind of contains himself a little bit. He remembers what truly matters in life and that he must go on.
So Cosmo returns to blacklight duty. He susses out the rest of the trail, and it seems to end at a hulking gray ship with a pinup girl painted in fading color on the side. Uzu brings up the rear of the line and he sort of like runs his hand along one of the rear thrusters of the ship and he says, "This is Mel's ship. It's called the Facade."
And
It's
Mel
Mel's ship?
left at the Fortune Club, right?
Mhm.
Like
You think maybe Mel's in there?
we can see.
We could check.
There's one way to find out.
From the outside, the facade looks dark. It looks almost abandoned. There seems to be no light coming from the front windows. There's a layer of dust on the side panels. The underside looks like it's rusting. And there's a pool of uncleaned chemical drip that seems to indicate that the ship has a leak and also hasn't been moved in at least several weeks.
Maybe they're hiding in there. know,
Uzu, do you
just
know
worth
how
a
to
look.
enter the ship?
Are you asking Cosmo?
No, I asked Uzu.
Uzu nods. He goes, "I definitely remember. We flew a lot of missions together on this ship." And he goes to the front side where the security hatch is and attempts to enter the correct credentials, but the lock appears to be broken. And he just sort of he slams a fist against the side of the ship and just mumbles to himself, "Fuck. You poor thing. You've seen better days, huh?" He seems almost as distressed about the state of the ship as he is about the fact that he can't get into it.
Klubbr's gonna try to pry the door open.
How tall is this ship?
It's pretty tall. So this is a much bigger ship than the Kodiak. This is a like multi-passenger ship, fully fledged, like massive cargo area. We're probably talking about from floor to the like shortest top point of the ship, probably like 20 feet.
Can I jump up there with my standing leap?
Yeah, you could at least jump onto like one of the side platforms.
Yeah.
There are a lot of footholds on the side.
Okay, I want to jump up there then.
I am also gonna have Uzu roll a strength check.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna use my inspiration. It was worse!
Oh my god. You
Oh,
rolled
no.
2 8s!
Why?
But with a 19, I'm gonna say that you can get it far enough open. Like, you can't get the door fully open, but you get it about, like, a third of the way.
Can I like fit in there? Cause I'm like smaller.
You absolutely can. You and Socks and Cosmo can probably fit, probably Tony too.
Just the big boys
Uzu
can't.
and Klubbr definitely cannot.
All right, I'm squeezing in there.
Same.
Yeah.
All right.
And do I have? Hang on. Can I use my bolt cutters to try and like cut this a little bit? I know bolt cutters aren't very easy to cut with, but maybe.
You can try to cut the hinges with your bolt cutters. It is gonna take you a minute. Like, it's gonna take
Okay.
a while to cut
That's
through all of
okay.
this.
I want to try and do it just so they can get in.
All right, let me see here. Rebar, wire mesh. Yeah, if I can cut through rebar, I can probably cut through these hinges. So it takes you about a solid 15 minutes to work through all of these hinges. But eventually you are able to cut enough of the hinges that you can force the door open a little bit wider. And Uzu is finally able to step inside.
Wait, only Uzu?
I mean, if you're gonna follow him,
Oh yeah,
you can
Clover's
certainly
following.
follow him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you
Alright.
enter, the ship sits as dark and as still as it appeared to be on the outside. And you find yourselves in the cockpit. The cockpit feels rather dank. It's unusually hot in here, and there's condensation that's dripping from the air ducts and leaving puddles on the floor. Uzu takes one look around and he says, "God damn. Mel and I, we ran a lot of missions in this thing back in the day. It's a shame to see it such a wreck."
Do you think you can power it back on?
Uzu starts poking around the dashboard and he goes, I can give it my best shot. And he starts poking about at a couple of things.
Did I can't remember, but did Mel ever say where that encounter with Hazel happened? Was it on a ship or
Yes, it was on the ship.
on this one?
Yes, and you would remember that it was in the dining room.
I'm gonna find the dining room then.
Klubbr will go with.
All right. Does anyone want to look through the cockpit before you proceed?
That's
Oh,
actually a good
baby,
idea.
do I like looking through
Yep.
things.
Perception. 15.
11.
Is it just a normal perception
Yes.
skill?
Yep.
So your initial inspection, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. The ship is pretty obviously not fully functional. And judging by the rather puzzled look on Uzu's face, you have a feeling that he may not be able to get it running anytime soon. You see a bunch of empty, like, instant noodle containers laying around, a few miscellaneous manuals, some traveling papers that you can't quite tell whether they're legit or if they're forged. And you find a photo of Mel with Hasim and a few other faces that you don't quite recognize. And that is all you find.
To the
Is Cosmo
cafeteria.
able to scan to see if there's like blood or something or in the cockpit?
Cosmo pulls out his blacklight, but does not seem to find any of the blood trail in this area.
Right.
I say keep the photo.
Yes, you
You
can
can grab
absolutely pocket
the-
that photo.
Can grab it and then bring it over to Socks in the other room and see what Socks thinks.
Well, I, for one, think that maybe we will eventually figure out who these other folks are. So we should keep it.
Yeah, you can
'Cause
just
at least then there's a connection.
you can stick that photo in your bag. So Socks is now out in the hallway. Are the rest of you going to follow?
Yep.
Yes.
Directly behind Socks.
So when you exit this cockpit, you enter a hallway that is completely awash in red emergency lighting. You see
Oh, shit.
dark streaks going down the hallway, leading from your left to your right. Uzu lumbers out behind you, and he's sort of like rubbing his muzzle, and he goes, I don't think I can get this fucking thing working anytime soon, but that's he sort of leans out like over the tops of your heads and points with a big paw. He goes, that's the dining room back that way, where, well, you know.
Hey, Klubbr.
Klubbr would like to touch one of the black stuff and taste it to see if it's blood.
It
Ew.
definitely is blood, yeah.
I was gonna say we don't need that, but hey,
There is blood in this hallway.
Hey, Klubbr.
good
Yes,
look.
Socks.
If you find anybody that is alive, hold them down. Don't kill them. Hold them down. And then start yelling. Okay?
That's a bold statement coming from the orphan maker.
Orphan maker.
The orphan maker. Hold up. I have to write that down. That's right.
That was funny.
Klubbr, we're not talking about this right now. Do you see all this blood on the floor?
Socks,
We
I
gotta
don't
find out
just
where
see
this
it,
came
I
from.
tasted it.
I know, that was gross. We don't have time to talk about goblins, okay?
There's always time to talk about goblins.
I can hold them down, Socks.
Is
Thank
Cosmo able to like see whose blood it is, or can only determine its blood?
Yeah, he can really only determine that it's a bodily fluid of some kind. Probably blood, given the coloration of it. But he can't really do any on-site DNA analysis. He's not that good of a robot yet.
And the ship doesn't really have like a lab area that can do that either, right?
No, it wouldn't be on a ship of this model for sure.
Okay.
All right. Klubbr is ready. Klubbr will enter the dining room.
Socks will as well.
All right.
No yawning.
Yep.
Yeah, you've been up for how long, Kitten?
I did have a little bit of a nap, but I don't know how good of a nap that was.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm out of water.
So, you enter the dining room, and you recognize it almost immediately from Mel's memory transmission. There are still dark stains on the floor where one of the Hazels died, and you see footprints outlined in dried blood leading towards the sleep pods in the back. And the blood streaks that you saw in the hall appear to start in the dining room and then lead out into the corridor and deeper into the ship.
I think someone or maybe two people's good should follow those hallway marks, you know? Because clearly they come from here and go somewhere else.
I'm already in the hallway, so I can.
Klubbr's gonna go check the pods.
Oh. That might
Yeah,
be the room where Mel was hiding. Did
I'll
say
stick
that she went
with-
and hid in a room.
Klubbr and check out the pods.
I will go with Kirara.
Uzu will head to the sleep pods as well. So we'll resolve the sleep pod area first. As you walk in, the footprints seem to dissipate right in the first pod area. You see that there's a door that can like slide shut and appears to be able to lock. And the footprints stop. You see a bed that's clearly been like sort of ruffled. And there is a small like nightstand with a stack of journals, and another empty instant noodle cup, and a half-empty bottle of vodka.
Can we browse through these journals really quick? Do a skim.
Yeah, as you
Preferably the most recent, but
you pick up the journal that is on top, and you start to flip through it, and you see that it is mostly mission logs with Mel's signature all over them. There are a couple of travel entries in there that seem to just document the different places that she's been while she was out of system in some of the other known worlds. But effectively, it's little more than a travel log with a couple of personal touches.
what's like the most recent one? If that's something I can read.
The most recent entry is about them having successfully secured Hazel and Naomi and attempting to make their way back into the Delta Centauri star system, where Inline Station and Alpha Ceres are both located.
Wow. I'll pass it to our big bear friend and see if he sees anything fishy specifically.
He starts to flip through it. He accidentally sort of rips one of the pages with his claw. But he starts to look through. He says, I mean, this is pretty standard. It explains a lot about where they were when they found Naomi and Hazel. They were pretty deep in the Itochu systems, but some of these he flips pretty far back to the front of the book. He says some of these are missions that I remember running with Mel. I mean, she's always kept very detailed logs like this, which seems a little odd with the rest of her personality, but he keeps flipping through them. He goes, I mean, there's not a lot that I see here. The last entry was when they picked up Naomi and Hazel, and they seem to stop there, I guess. Her next
Does
one
it
would have been
state exactly where they found them?
yeah, they were pretty deep in an Itochu star system. They were, let me grab it real quick. They picked them up in the Sigma Vela star system.
And in
Is
this
that-
other system, could they have gotten infected by this other thing that's possessing Hazel, maybe?
So, because it is very difficult to get out of one corporate-owned star system and into another corporate-owned star system, there is very little direct knowledge that most of you would have about the nature of some of these other star systems. I mean, there is some documentation about the known worlds that belong to non-Raytech groups. But for the most part, there's very little anecdotal evidence. This would have been Mel's first time having left any Raytheon-owned star system. This would have been her first time and Hasim's first time in an Itochu star system, and they definitely were there illegally. They were very much smuggling themselves and then Hazel and Naomi in and out.
Okie dokie then. And that was all that there was in this room, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a couple of other beds, but there doesn't appear to be very much there.
Alright. Klubbr's gonna go try to catch up with Socks and Kirara now.
All right. As you head back down the hallway, following these blood streaks, you find Socks and Kirara heading much deeper into the ship. And as you walk down this hallway, you start to notice a sort of like strange like sheen on the walls. It doesn't look like water, really. It doesn't look like condensation. It's a little bit more viscous than that, at least at first glance. And the further you get into this hallway, the ship kind of begins to like reek of something warmly like biological. Kind of like wet fur and spoiled honey.
Dude.
I think things are about to get really ugly.
And you find that the blood trail ends in the cryopods at the end of the ship's main hallway.
Oh my god.
I would like to catch up if that wasn't clear already.
Oh, yeah. You have all reconvened and you are standing
boy.
outside of a room that contains 3 cryopods.
Kiara pushes Tony like in front of her just so she can shield herself for what's going and whatever.
It's fine.
in these
Klubbr
pods.
can be in the front. Klubbr can be in the. Klubbr would like to look into the cryopods to see if anything is inside of them.
All right.
Is
let
Uzu
me-
here too?
Uzu is also there. He is lumbering a bit more slowly because he is still thumbing through this journal. But when he sees the 3 of you standing outside the cryopods, he... Hopefully token vision works on this.
Oh, big map.
It is.
Oh, darkness.
Oh, it's black.
Klubbr would like to put on the binoculars.
Get Uzu out here, let me get Cosmo out here. And let me...
Ah, I see.
I can see clearly now.
Yep,
So this is just a pitch black room, right?
Yeah, the only real lighting is emergency lighting.
Okay.
I-
Upon
Which is pretty
entering,
dim.
upon entering the room, Klubbr would like to dip both of his hands in glow paint.
I was gonna say I have an electric torch.
But Klubbr has glow paint.
Socks also has glow paint. But I have an electric torch that recharges itself after 10 minutes.
I do too.
And it has 60 feet of light in the cone.
All right, let me see
Save
what
your glow paint for something more fun.
60 feet would look like. Okay, so
Okay, Klubbr will save his glow paint. Fine.
60 feet of light would look about like this. So you are able to see 3 cryopods and then a sort of chamber that leads to a smaller room just behind them.
Alright, someone check the pods.
Yep,
I'm
Klubbr
gonna
will move
check
over to
this
the
other room.
pods.
I'm gonna go this way.
I'll push Tony to another pod.
This pod has
so-
blood on it, so this will be the first pod Klubbr checks.
You open that pod. There does appear to be quite a bit of blood around it, but when you open the pod, you don't find anything inside.
Okay, pod
What's
number
behind
2.
door number 2?
Cryopod number 2 is also empty.
Weird.
Number 3.
In cryopod number 3, it is sort of covered in what appears to be the same, like viscous sort of sheen that you saw in the hallway outside, but other than that, it is also empty.
Disgusting. Great.
These are the worst prizes ever.
Just means there's more prizes waiting for us.
Is Cosmo able to see what this viscous stuff is?
So Cosmo, can I unselect? There.
Oh yeah,
there's
where is
Cosmo.
he? Where is it? There he is.
There's Cosmo. So Cosmo sort of like shines his light into that cryopod, but really it's a very reflective material. It just looks really viscous, and kind of sticky. But
Oh,
he
that's
cannot
fun.
seem to identify what it is. It does not respond to his black light,
Okay.
which means that it is not like a biological bodily fluid that is UV reactive.
So it's some kind of otherworldly fluid sort of thing.
It's some kind of something. Uzu
Okay.
looks a little grossed out.
Klubbr will take the front again if Socks is okay with that,
Mm-hmm.
and go check this thing.
Yeah, I'll be right behind, encouraging you to open them.
Encouraging Klubbr to
Got it,
Hey, but
Klubbr.
Klubbr,
Woo!
hey, there could be ham inside of this one.
This one could be a pinata.
Uzu sort of stands in the doorway and kind of blocks it. He's bringing up your six, as they say. And this room is pretty clearly a room that houses the ship's only escape pod. You see a control panel to your right that basically is like a couple of keys and an eject button. And then the escape pod itself sits darkened in the center of the room.
Is there anything inside of the escape pod? I would like to check inside, just to be sure.
You can't see from the outside, but you can roll a strength check to try and force it open, as the controls are not working.
Hey, you got it, big guy. Woo!
11.
All right. Uzu is going to see that you are struggling, and he is going to come over and help. And both of you are going to roll with advantage.
Ooh.
You guys got it. Let's go. Woo! Awesome.
That should do it. That's gotta do it.
With your powers combined, you are able to force the escape pod open, and you are immediately hit with a really metallic smell.
Oh my.
When you look inside the escape pod, you see a very small body. The face is basically unrecognizable, but you do see curly red hair that is matted with dried blood.
Uh-oh.
Cosmo, can you come take a DNA sample?
Cosmo does come over, and he grabs a lock of that hair and puts it away for later. And Uzu takes one look in that escape pod and just goes, "Oh, fuck. I'm fucking dead."
Do you think it was them?
He goes, "I certainly recognize that hair. You don't see that much. You don't see it around much these days. That looks like Hazel to me."
How? If this ship hasn't left in weeks, where would that escape pod have gone?
Because I don't know that it went anywhere. I think they might have just.
I think
Dumped
she
the
was
body
hiding
here.
in there.
Oh, the escape pod is still there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like gone,
No.
like used and gone. Well, I guess we gotta open it up.
Oh,
We
that's what they
did.
just did.
That's what we just
they
did,
did.
Socks!
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, all three of us opened it.
I'm doing like, I'm trying to like figure another thing out. So it's
this is
open.
real Hazel's body.
From what you are able to tell, it does appear to be actual Hazel's body.
And that is the only thing in this room. There's no other doors anywhere that can... This is it?
That is the only thing.
All right. Well, Well, let's see if we can find anything else. And Klubbr will go back this way now. Oh boy. I can't wait to see what else we find.
Oh boy.
All right, as you head back down into the corridor, let me just fully open this up. So you see a stairwell that leads down. Into a very large cargo area.
It's the loader from Aliens.
As soon as you open the door to the cargo hold, you are hit with this gust of like thick, sweltering air. And the stairs that lead downward are really slick with the same substance that was on the walls of the corridor and in the cryopod. And this area clearly used to be like a very large, a very sizable cargo hold. But now it looks a bit more like a nest. The walls and the floors are coated in like this translucent ooze, and you see a number of sort of like cocoon-like formations built in the corners where like walls meet each other, floors meet walls, and so on. And as you finish descending the stairs, you see Naomi sitting alone on a cargo container. She appears to be dazed.
Okay. Does she notice us at all?
She does not seem to notice you.
All right. Klubbr would like to roll a stealth check.
Holy shit.
You very stealthy. You are on it with the stealth today.
Klubbr is, as stealthily as he can, is going to like run and tackle and then hold.
That's what Socks wanted him to do.
Literally what Socks instructed me to do. So I am stealthying up, I'm tackling, and I'm holding.
Strangely enough, she does not respond to this. She doesn't acknowledge you. She is just muttering to herself. You can't really catch what she's saying, but she is speaking Hazel's name over and over and over.
I am going to grab Uzu and kind of just get Uzu over to Klubbr and Naomi, just so if she does come to, then at least there's a familiar face.
I'm bringing her down off of the container, by the way, so she's closer
okay.
to all of you.
All right. So you bring her down off the container, and her head just kind of like lolls back, shows she's staring at the ceiling. She's kind of like swaying slightly in your arms, and she is just continuing to mutter and seems still totally unaware of your presence.
Can
I would
Cosmo
like
do
to
like a health check or something?
Yeah, I think this might be the case of some drugs, perhaps.
I'm gonna have Uzu roll a medicine check.
Dang.
Fair.
He puts a paw to like her neck, trying to check her pulse, check her breathing, and from what he can tell, her vitals seem to be fine. The only thing that he notices is a single cut on her hand, which he seems to think is self-inflicted.
Naomi, can you hear me? It's Klubbr.
She does not respond at all.
Have I heard Hazel's voice enough to remember it enough to actually imitate her?
Probably a little bit.
Because you've seen her talk on like the video feed, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if
Yeah.
I know enough of like things she would say though. But I think I'm just gonna say mom in her voice, like really close to her head, and try and get something.
So as soon as you do that, Naomi, for the first time, seems to, like, understand what general direction your voice is coming from. She just goes, Is that you?
Oh, I feel really bad about this. Still in Hazel's voice, I'm gonna say, I need you to wake up.
I thought you were gone. And as you're doing this with Naomi, you hear something scraping in a nearby cargo container.
Klubbr.
Yeah, Klubbr would like to use perception to see which container that is.
All
Me
right.
as well.
Klubbr has
You
bad
have
perception.
no fucking idea.
I'll do it.
None
I'll
of
do
you
it
have
as
any
well.
fucking idea.
I'll do it as well. Okay.
Socks, you are able to target it is this container right back here.
Klubbr, that one. Go bust
Klub-
that open.
Okay, Klubber's gonna punch the container and bust it open.
Yeah, go Klubbr!
I love that I can just tell Klubbr what to do. He'll do it.
Klubbr, before you are even able to cross the distance that it takes to get there, the lid lifts off the top of the container by itself, and this like viscous ooze that was like covering it separates out into strands, kind of like fondue. And Hazel emerges from the container. Her
Ew.
joints like pop audibly as she stretches herself down towards the floor, and she eyes the party, and she looks at Klubbr, and she breaks into like a really strange smile, and she says, You found us. Are you gonna take us home now? I think my mom needs help.
We are here to save you. My name is Klubbr.
Oh, girl.
I would guess we're
And-
trying to save Naomi, not her.
And as
Perhaps.
she smiles, you see like the slightest bit of ooze like go dribbling down her cheek, or like down her jaw,
Oh.
and that is where we're gonna end for today.
You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me, Avi! No! You can't! You can't leave
We're just gonna
me
have
like
nightmares.
Oh, this is
Are
the
you
perfect place to
joking?
end. I love it. I love it.
this. Ew! I could see that.
Klubbr knows exactly what he's gonna do too.
Oh, I've missed this campaign.
Same!
Oh, man.
Oh, the emotions that we go through on this. I love it.
I've had so much fun with this.
Okay,
had a
I
lot
gotta
of fun
say,
designing this leg of the adventure.
if you would have held on to that Goblin News Network like saying about the whole cardboard box thing just like another 30 seconds, Klubbr was legitimately gonna walk over, sit down, and watch. Except as soon as that cardboard box came up, Klubber's memory was just like, oh no.
Oh no, we did a bad thing.
I need
Oh,
more
did a bad
Avi. I need more Avi Goblin speak. That was hilarious.
I tried to look up so many videos about like how to speak Goblin, and everybody was like, just do a Cockney accent and like make it weird. I'm like, no, that's not enough.
Yep.
That's not Goblin enough for me. But I love that in the same like 4-hour session, we managed to go
So
from Goblin News Network to mangled bodies and nest on a spaceship.